All are doing well. I could barely talk with how much my mouth hurts. Oh man. We're gonna go and get our first guest up of the night, y'all. We got Justin loading in. Everybody just do give us a minute. What is going on, Justin? Did you vote for Trump?
No, I didn't even realize I requested.
No worries, Justin. We're going to go to move on to our next guest. If you are in the queue, make sure that you voted for Trump, guys. We're just going to be talking about some politics once again today. We may end up changing the topic, pivot into something else. Also, if you're tuning in here, everyone go like my recent TikTok. I just posted it. Go like it, go save it, go share it, go spam the comments. Let's get it out there, chat. But what's going on, man? Did you vote for Trump?
Yeah, I did.
You did vote for Trump. Now, why in the hell would you ever do such a terrible thing?
Oh, a terrible thing. Well, let's start there. That's good. Why do you think voting for Trump is a terrible thing?
Yeah, because voting for Trump is voting for a 34-count felon rapist that threatened to religiously persecute and ban all new Muslims from entering into our country, that boasted about grabbing women by the P word, told a 10-year-old girl he'd be dating her in 10 years, called all black people lazy, and then insisted to Howard Stern that he loved to walk into the changing rooms of half-naked teenage girls. And then the cherry on top is that his policies, regressive, will be detrimental to the economy compared to what Kamala Harris was offering, then not to mention he also did try to coup the country and rig the outcome of the 2020 election. That is pretty terrible if you ask me, sir.
You know, that's a lot to unpack. You really got this stuff just loaded up, waiting right there, huh?
Merry Christmas.
Well, that is a good point. You know, a lot of that would need a lot of extra research to clarify, see what kind of background there is on those statements. But as far as being a president, I'm on the side that character necessarily isn't too important to be effective as a leader. You know, when it comes to making the hard decisions and representing the people, I think there needs to be a more fundamental, deeply rooted sense of leadership. There needs to be a deep sense of experience. Someone who really understands the inner workings of government and, you know, social relations between foreign countries. He has been around the world for, probably half a century doing his business, thoroughly qualified in all fields of any kind of finance, real estate, and development when it comes to property. Yes, there is that point that he has been bankrupt. If you look at most billionaires,
I'm so sorry. Is finance and real estate necessary qualifications for the president of our country?
Certainly.
No, not at all. How?
You're governing land.
You're governing land, and what does that have to do with real estate? And no, you're not governing land. You're governing people within a land. Just saying.
Fair point. Governing people within a land. What does knowing about real estate have to do with that? Money.
What about money? Like, dude, as far as I'm concerned, even like the president of the United States isn't too concerned with quote unquote money. Okay, right? They try to pass effective legislation that'll get signed into the law by Congress, and then they appoint people to be concerned about the debt. They appoint people to help them draft policy that is also in concern to the debt that's going to be effective in the long term, etc. Like having like financial knowledge, right, isn't like some keen tool that's super important if you're the president of our country. Not to mention that Donald Trump seemingly doesn't have the best track record with finances. Take his 6 bankruptcies into account. But I'd love to ask you a question. Who'd you rather vote for, Donald Trump or Bill Gates?
Donald Trump.
Ah, but Bill Gates has more money, more experience in finance and real estate, you asshole.
Well, I would argue that Bill Gates' experience started more with technology in his younger days, and as he got older, he progressed more into, excuse me, I'm blanking on the word there.
Well, he has a bigger B in the billionaire, sir. He has more money. He's better with finances. I thought that you said being keen with finances and having money is very important for the presidency of our country. And you're going to sit here and you're going to tell me that you're not going to take Bill Gates or Jeff Bezos over Donald Trump, even though they're exponentially more wealthy than Donald Trump?
Again, I feel as if you're missing my point that I was trying to allude to. It's really more the focus on the experience of the work that Trump went through. Like I said, it was mostly finances, real estate, and property development. Property development.
None of those things are qualifications for the presidency of our country.
throughout those experiences, Donald Trump was able to meet many people and have lots of experiences that taught him
Then
how
why does none
lead.
of this experience like show in his policy? Name one good policy that Donald
I
Trump
would
influenced
argue
in
that
the
that's
past during his
completely
first presidency.
subjective, Dean. You know, obviously you're going to take the other side and say
Name
that
one
his
good policy that
policies are-
Donald Trump influenced to get passed during his first 4 years.
And his brother, I was 15 years old. I wasn't paying attention to politics back then.
Well, dude, I'm 20 years old, seemingly about the same age as you. So you can't name. Okay, name one policy that he's running on today that'll be good for America.
Making America healthy again.
That's not a policy. I'm asking you for a policy.
I believe that's a policy.
No, that's a slogan. What's a policy?
All right. How about then, furthermore, investigating the Department of Health?
Once again, not a policy. I want you to like literally name a policy that's listed on Agenda 47 that you think will be beneficial for America.
Agenda 47. I'm going to go ahead and guess that that is his.
You don't even
website.
know what his agenda is. Holy shit, dude. That's fucking insane. So you're going to sit here and you're going to tell me, right, that character isn't important. You don't care that Donald Trump's a rapist. You don't care that Donald Trump's a
Well,
felon.
that
You don't
again
care
is-
that Donald Trump has done any of these things because you said that we should be focused on their proactive approach to policy that's going to benefit the American public. But then you can't name one policy he passed during his first 4 years, and you can't name one policy that he ran on this election cycle. It's like you're completely, like, totally ignorant, right, to all things related to policy and politics, and you just cast your vote for Donald Trump probably because of the people around you.
I would not say that. That was very harsh to say that I can't think for myself. But, you know, that's cool. If that's the kind of message you want to spread, that, you know, people on the other side of the voter spectrum really just don't have any thoughts behind their votes, that's
Well, I'm asking you why you voted for him. You told me character doesn't matter, policy does. You didn't know any of his policy, and you're just going to sit here and tell me that you voted for him because why? Like, I'm still waiting on the reason.
Well, you never even asked me why. You asked me why I voted for him based off of all of the examples you listed of his character.
No, not at all. In fact, the reason that you gave me had nothing to do with his character, right? So, yeah, why did you vote for Trump?
Why did I vote for Trump? Because I thought he was a better option than Kamala.
And why is that?
That is because, well, that actually mostly has to do with the other side of it. See, I'm a very interesting fella. I'm an independent, right? See, I don't want to identify with all the Republicans and things like that. Where I've lost you. Where have you gone?
I'm still listening. I'm waiting on a reason why Donald Trump is a better pick for the presidency than Kamala Harris. Like, do you
Okay.
just not have one?
No. Sorry, I thought you were getting up to go somewhere. I thought you were reacting to my independent bit. No, what I was saying was that, like I said, I'm an independent voter. So this time around, I had two options, right? You know, I'm being told that, yeah, it's good to vote. So I'm going to vote. I'm going to express my right as an American.
Bro,
What?
Why is Donald Trump better for the Oval Office than Kamala Harris?
I'm getting to it.
Get to it.
So when it comes down to voting, who am I going to pick between, right? I've got the orange, who's really angry and likes to say mean things, but he had a semi-decent and effective presidency for someone with
You couldn't name
no
a single
political
policy he
experience.
passed.
Hmm?
You couldn't name a single policy that he passed. There's no way you could qualify his presidency as anything because you don't know what he did with it.
I could go and I could Google it right now. Like I said, I was 15 when he ran for president. I wasn't paying attention, right? But I know after the fact how effective it was. I
No,
can talk
you don't.
with my
You don't know how
fellow
effective it
Americans.
was. You have no clue how effective his presidency was because you can't name one thing that he did during it, right? You'd be judging his actions during his presidency for the efficacy of his administration. But when you can't name any of his actions, you don't even have like you don't have like the required information to judge the efficacy of the administration. Like imagine like you're a manager trying to do an employee review, right? And you're told to review Rachel, who works as a hostess at Applebee's, okay? But you know fucking nothing about Rachel or anything she's done as a hostess at Applebee's since she started working there. Would you be able to do an employee overview? No. Right? And then the same thing would apply to the efficacy of Trump's admin during his first 4 years. You told me that you couldn't name literally one thing he did. There's no way that you could judge the efficacy of his admin.
So think about it like this, right? Now, by now, the audience is totally on your side, right? They think that I'm just some uneducated person that picked for a person that could have been right, right? But think about it like this. Now, when it comes down to picking between one or the other, one must be better, right? You have all these negative things to say about Trump, and I get it, man. This is your job. You do this on a daily basis, right? But someone like me, who is far out of the loop, my time is consumed by so many other things that I really can't go and take the time to read about someone's history and all this and that. So when it comes down to voting, if I want to be a part of it, I got to pick somebody, right? So based on what I found out on my little research that I did and what I feel in my gut, you know, when it comes down to...
So what was your research?
I found
What
that...
was your research that led you to the determination that Trump better than Harris?
I wanted to vote for Trump because I didn't like the Harris party. I didn't like what Harris
It's not
was
a party,
pushing.
it's a campaign. So what did Harris push that you didn't like?
I didn't like that all these celebrities were almost peer pressuring Americans to vote for Kamala Harris. You know, there was just so much...
Elon Musk was
her
literally paying
campaign.
people $1 million to vote for Trump.
Yeah, that was a thing. That was a thing. He had that, what was that, a lottery in, was it Wisconsin?
Yeah, and now he's serving on Trump's admin, and all like the celebrities that endorsed Kamala Harris did so because they thought that she'd be good for the presidency. Endorsements always happen on both sides of the aisle. If you want to know the endorsements on the right, look at Hulk Hogan, Kid Rock, Lil Pump, Bryce Hall, etc. But I mean, the worst for peer pressuring would be Elon Musk. It's like paying people $1 million to do it in the key swing states.
Yeah, from what I remember, I think that was like a lottery thing. I honestly believe that should be investigated. That's kind of fraudulent in my opinion.
So we see more peer pressuring from which celebrities on the right?
Peer pressuring? No, that's different. That
Dude,
is
one
giving
side was
someone
paying people
financial
millions of
incentive.
dollars. Okay,
Dude.
then what was the left? What was the left doing to peer pressure Americans into voting for Harris more than giving them $1 million?
Everything about their message was doing, quote, the right thing, right? As if anyone and their dog thinking that Trump was a better option was just the worst thing ever. That's how it was in 2016. I can tell you I remember that. I may not have been paying attention to politics.
So your
but I
reason for
remember that
voting
so
for
much.
Trump is because liberals told you that you'd be doing something bad if you voted for Trump?
No.
Is that seriously your reason, bro? Like, you're pretty gross for that. Like seriously, I feel like there's just such a large percentage of like the American voter base that just doesn't use their brain at all, doesn't really care about politics or the direction that our country's heading in, doesn't care about like marginalized communities in our country, right? And then like literally just voted for Trump because liberals said they gross/bad if they voted for Trump. It's like you
All
just
right.
like you just like want to be the sheep of the other herd, right?
Dean,
And
if you
like,
want to
get
hijack
mad
what
at
I
the
was saying and
Democrats,
take
like,
it on your own tangent, that's okay. But I will
buddy,
ask
you just still
this.
haven't given me a reason. One
Dean,
second, I do
I
want to
wanna
clarify.
ask, why
no.
do you need to
No. This live has been going on for 15 minutes. You have been the first guest of the stream. Chat, has he given us one reason why he voted for Trump yet? He's been up here for 15 minutes. No, and he's been up here for 15 minutes. So, hey, Stu, you've been on the live for 15 minutes. Why haven't you given me one reason why Trump's a better candidate for the presidency of our country compared to Kamala Harris?
Because you keep yanking the conversation in a different direction.
I haven't yanked the conversation in any direction apart from asking you
I'm
to give
trying
me one
to take
reason
the
why
time
Donald Trump
to
is a better
build up to my
candidate.
points. I'm trying to create context, and every time
it
I
has been
create context,
15
you
fucking
hijack
minutes.
it.
No. You have been yapping. It's been 15 minutes, and you can't give me one reason why Donald Trump is a better candidate than Kamala Harris. I could give you one reason why Kamala Harris is a better candidate than him in like 15 seconds. She's not a
Yeah,
34
'cause you
count
do this
felon.
every
Her
goddamn
economic
day.
policy is better built for the average American, right? And I'm sure that a big reason why that's the case is because I do it every goddamn day. But if you're going to sit here and act like I'm in the wrong for pressuring you into giving me a reason, right, after you've been yapping for 15 minutes, I'm just probably going to move on. So I'm just going to give you one last opportunity here to try to give me one reason why Donald Trump is a better pick for the presidency compared to Kamala Harris.
You know what, Dean? I resign.
Because you don't have a reason.
Day.
Admit it. You don't have a reason. So why did you request to join the live if you don't have a reason? Like, voting for him without a reason in the first place is bad enough, but then requesting to join a debate live where a liberal's going to grill you while self-realizing that you don't have a reason and then sitting on there for 15 minutes is even crazier.
Can I ask you something before I go?
No, because we're here for debates. We're going to go to move on to our next guest, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we got 4.1 thousand people in here. Everybody also make sure to go like my recent TikTok, y'all. But my mouth really fucking hurts. It's making it a little bit hard to speak, right? And then it's also probably putting me in like a little bit of a grumpy mood. So what I probably need to do is like go gargle like some salt water or get like this like thing to like make it numb, so then I could come on here and be a little bit more chill. So we'll probably do that. We're gonna get like one more guest up, then we'll probably like restart and do that. What's up, Nikki? Did you vote for Trump?
Yeah, I did vote for Trump.
All right, how old are you, man?
I'm 19.
Awesome. So why did you vote for Trump, man?
I'll give you my reasons right here. The truth is, I mean, I voted for Trump. I am a devout Christian. The reason I voted for Trump is, honestly, everything that Kamala goes for, I'm not saying you guys are wrong and this and that, but my beliefs, it's just, it doesn't correlate. I believe in the Bible. I'm a Christian. I believe in Christ. So abortion, I don't sit right with abortion. I don't sit right with...
Bethany,
and before anyone says anything, I don't hate. Trust me, I don't judge or don't hate, but I don't sit right with women in men's bathroom or the other way around and LGBT and all this kind of stuff and pronouns or whatever, all that kind of stuff.
I feel so bad for you. You're about to get fucking grilled, dude. You don't sit well with pronouns?
It's my beliefs. It's my beliefs.
You don't sit well with pronouns?
With they, thems, and this and that, and all these confusing things, and they're trying to push it on the children.
The only way that you could be labeled... What verse of the Bible says that it's wrong to be a drag queen?
1 Corinthians 13, actually. You can go read it. It says a man should not dress as a woman.
Wait, how do we qualify how a woman dresses and how a man dresses in the eyes of the Lord insofar as what is immoral and what is not immoral?
When a man wearing a dress and having real long hair, showing themselves as a woman, you can read it.
Okay. So wait, so women have long hair. So if there's a female with short hair, she's not a woman, or sorry, they're not a woman.
It doesn't make them not a woman. It just says it's wrong.
Oh wait! I'm still asking you how we could qualify insofar as
a man should dress
like.
as a man and a woman should dress as a woman.
But we don't know. Okay, but like who sets a standard insofar as how a man dresses and how a woman dresses?
The way we have our standard now.
Cassie, thank you for the subscription. But what is that set by? Is that set by God?
Makeup. You could read it. I mean,
no. I'm asking you. I'm asking you, like the societal standards insofar, right, is how a man dresses and how a woman dresses. What are those set by?
By normal standard. I mean, can you spot?
I'm asking you what sets the standard.
Our standard dressing. A woman wears a dress. A man wears whatever he wears.
I'm gonna ask you. I'm asking you so fucking simply here. What sets the standard? Is it God or society?
To be honest with you, Dean, I'm not like the most knowledgeable Christian ever.
Elijah, thank you for the $1 in Venmo. It's society,
so I don't know if it's society or not. Probably most likely society.
Trump has a spray tan, so he basically wears makeup. Does that mean that like Trump's breaking like Corinthian law?
No.
Wait, why? Because he wears makeup. Law.
As well, I don't agree with abortions. I think they're I think it's murder.
Pivoting away. Wait, do you think that abortion should be illegal?
Illegal?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I think if someone is
Thank you for the $1 in Venmo.
I'm
asking you about elective abortions. Just like a woman gets pregnant from consensual sex and then wants to get an abortion. Should that be illegal?
Yeah.
Okay, and you're pro-life?
Yeah.
So would you agree with me that a fair definition of pro-life would just be like ultimately, he's banned for hate speech? Okay, never mind. I was gonna cook him right there. Wow, I'm so fucking sad. I was going to kick him. I was gonna cook him. I was gonna fucking cook him. It was gonna be on Real Chat. Oh, all right. Hey, so for the 4.4 thousand people in the stream with us here today, I'm going to go in the stream and gargle some salt water, then come back on. We have a following glitch in my mouth. Just really hurts. So in the meantime, everybody, make sure to click on my account. I did post a video right before I went live. Go drop it a like. Go drop it a couple comments. Save it. Share it. All right, let's try to get that out on the For You page. I will be right back, ladies and gentlemen, and I will see you all very, 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 very soon. very, 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 very. We appreciate you for coming up, man bag. I'm just pretty sure that we've already talked. For the first 3,000 people hanging out with us in here, make sure that we're double tapping. What is going on, Carlos? Did you vote for Trump?
Yeah.
And why did you do that?
When you ask him a question, he actually answers it.
Blair, thank you so much for the $10 on Venmo. I appreciate you for the love. So what was his answer to the question, oh, do you have a plan for healthcare? And what was his answer to the question, do you want Ukraine to win the war? And what was his answer to the question, did you lose 2020?
Hey, Trump won 2024. That's all that matters, buddy.
Okay, well, see, you can't answer questions just like Donald Trump. You've already contradicted yourself.
Make America great again.
Get the hell out of here. You already sold the bag. You're a hypocrite.
Make America great again, dog.
Well, so he can't
Trump
paint on Make
said-
America Great Again? I have a question for you. So he can't paint on Make America Great Again in 2015 when he was running for office for 2016? When was America great prior to 2015?
I see you ask this question all the time. Like,
I actually don't.
is America great right now under Biden and Kamala?
I'll answer your question if you answer mine. I asked first, so you answer first.
I think we were better off as a country.
Not what I asked.
When
I'll
Trump
repeat the
was
question. When was America great before 2016?
What do you mean great? What, like, great is...
You like the whole you
Everyone has
just
a
said
different
Make
great.
America Great Again. So when was America great in the first place before Trump's first administration?
This question is like, gets you nowhere.
Okay, so you just admit that America.
Very, that
Oh, we know
question's-
shit. That's why I'm asking you, right, in accordance with your definition of great, when was America great in the first place before 2016?
Dude, this is what you're caught up on right now. This is sad.
Yes, you said Make America Great Again, so when was America great in the first place? It's not sad
This
to
is
ask
sad.
clerical questions.
This is
If
sad.
anything, it's funny to watch like Trump supporters like go crazy and like fucking
When was
die
America
when they
great?
can't
How
like
can it
peel
be
the
great
onion
again
back
if
like
it was never
one layer
great?
to answer one clarifying question about a statement that you made. I'll just give you like 5 seconds, Carlos. It's really not sad. You're just stupid. So when was America great in the first place? Because when you like
This
say the
right here is
slagline,
exactly
the
why
slogan "Make
Donald
America
Trump
Great
won
Again," it
the
implies that it
election.
was great
People
in the
like
first
you.
place. I don't care.
This is
So when was
exactly why
America
he
great in the
won.
first place? No.
This is
He won the election
why
because of
Trump
people like
won.
you. No.
What,
He won
half
the
of
election because of people
over
like you.
half of America is like me.
Well, actually, it's not over half of America. There's over
It's
300
people
million
that are
American citizens. Only
sensitive, that
78
can't
million
answer
people voted
actual
for Trump.
policy questions, and get mad based on emotions rather than like actually.
So it's the liberals who can't answer questions about policy?
What?
So it's liberals that can't
I'm
answer
saying
questions
you
about
are the
policy?
perfect example of why Trump won.
So I just want to
People
clarify.
got
Do you think
so
it's liberals
sick
that
of
can't
the-
answer questions about policy?
See, you're doing it again.
Jesus
that's the same
Christ.
question about when was America great?
No, it's not.
just
It's
asked this very
asking the
specific
question.
that does not
Asking the question,
prove
when was
anything.
America great, is different from so it's liberals that can't
You
answer
are the
questions about
perfect
policy.
example of why Donald Trump won. I had
No,
never
you
voted
are. What was one
Republican, and I
policy-
voted Donald Trump
Hey,
because it's
hey,
just
hey,
so
Carlos?
exhausting to listen to people like you. And people are sick
No.
of it.
It's exhausting to listen to educators. I understand. What was one policy that Donald Trump influenced to get passed during his first term that you liked?
Doug, I don't have all his
Dumbass alert.
everything that. Okay, dude. Yeah, just keep
Vanessa,
up
thank you for the
keep
one.
up
Oh,
what
thank you for the
you're
$1 on
doing.
PayPal. So, what's one policy
You're
that he's
helping
running on
Trump
this
a
term that
lot
you
more
like?
than his voters do.
Can you tell me one policy that Trump is going to implement when he's inaugurated that you like?
Do you want to actually discuss something that we can?
Stupid! So you don't know any of his policies. So you told me that the problem with liberals is that they're based upon emotions and they can't like name or answer any policy related questions. So you literally can't tell me a policy that you like during Trump's first term, and you can't tell me a policy that he's going to influence once he's inaugurated
Oh,
for a
you got
second.
me, bro.
So who's really operating on their emotions?
You. I mean, you're sitting here calling me stupid because I'm not answering your questions. Like, that's classic classic left for you. If you disagree with them, they're stupid, they're racist, they're Nazis. And again, that just fuels
No,
Trump supporters.
so you're.
which,
I
mean,
would like to clarify. I have
enjoy
good
it.
reason to believe that you're stupid, and I could clarify the reasons. So the reasons that you're stupid is because you can't name one policy that Donald Trump influenced to get passed during his first term. You can't name one policy that he's going to influence to get passed during his second term that you like. You couldn't tell me when America was great in the first place when you repeated the slogan "Make America Great Again," and this was all the cherry on top of the original idea that I asked you one reason why you voted for Trump and you couldn't give it to me. So then you just started screaming Trump train. So that's why you're It's just an objective fact of reality. This isn't a conservative liberal issue. This is just an issue about intellect. And I could even like prove that you're stupid with a clarifying question. How many branches of government are there?
There's 3.
Do we see what I mean? Can you name them?
Try again.
Name
Try
them.
again. Legislative, executive, judicial. Try again.
And how many continents are there?
7. Try again.
Name them.
Dude, you're trying to win your argument by asking me random trivia
And I proved my
questions that
point.
have
Thank
nothing to do- I'm answering them all correctly.
So then what are the names
And
of the 7
keep going.
continents?
So I named all 7 continents, and then what? You asked me another question that I get right again, and then we keep going to prove
Well,
your
I mean,
point
what
that
are
I'm
the names?
stupid.
What are the names of the continents?
Do you want to debate something, actual, or are you just going to keep asking me trivia questions that I keep
No,
getting
sure.
right?
We could pivot and move away from the scary
Okay.
question that you can answer. What do you want to talk about?
All right. Okay, so a biggest thing that I stand by, why I vote left or why I vote right rather than left is I think I disagree with giving people money and giving people stuff just because they're poor, and the idea of that is that helps them. I think incentivizing being poor actually like decreases your will to go out and work and to get better. So that's a big problem I have with like doing that so much for the how the left does that.
Oh, like passing policy that benefits poor people?
Not benefits them. I totally agree with helping people that are poor. Like get them put money into programs that help you find a job, but don't just keep giving you money. And
So I have a question. Should we take money from the poor and give it to the rich? Or should we take money from the rich and give it to the poor?
Either person.
Okay, so Donald Trump wants to take $7 trillion. Well,
So that's another thing you guys all say is he's giving money to the rich. He's not. He's doing tax cuts
which does what?
for businesses.
No, it's for
It
rich.
allows businesses to thrive better, which does what? More jobs.
Which isn't true.
You never hear that.
We didn't see it with the TCGA.
You
Hey,
hear
Carlos, do you mind if you give me a second here?
Wait, are you gonna ask me when America was great again?
No. So you said that his tax cuts generate more jobs by boosting businesses. So his tax cuts for the first 7 years only added $10 billion to our economy per year. And then we have a Brookings study that would indicate they led to no new business investment on the macro scale, which means no new jobs on the macro scale.
Wow. Okay, as I was saying, everyone always gets up in arms about putting tariffs on imports coming in from China. They're like, oh, he's gonna hurt the average person. They don't understand that incentivizes business to move to America. Again, more American jobs, and the products in the long run will be cheaper. Like people just think like, oh, he's some mean guy. He's doing this to hurt the lower class. So what's your defense on that?
Tariffs cause inflation, and it imposes it regressively, where it disproportionately impacts members of the low and the middle class, and they destroy American-owned companies that are reliant on U.S. exports. It does incentivize further domestic production of goods, but there's a better way to do that. That is just raw investment of capital, which does not produce the same inefficiencies. So all things considered, tariffs are incredibly detrimental.
Okay. Well, keep doing what you're doing. People like you are what
You're
put Trump into power. and I thank you.
No, not at all. Because I'm really smart. I'm smarter than you, and like I'm schooling you on these things. I'm like helping
But
generate more support against Trump.
that's the thing. Like, it's not who's smarter, who's right, who's wrong.
It sure is.
It's the working class.
sure is. It
It's
really-
sick of
yeah, it is.
This stuff with you, and they're like, okay, yeah, I don't care if I'm not saying the political correct thing. I don't care if I'm doing my research before debating someone who does this for a living and she's not very good at it. Like, I don't care. I want the economy to be better. I want to work. I want to feel safe.
So
I
name
want the
one good
border-
economic policy
Here.
of Donald Trump's.
You're doing it again, dude. Like, you don't get it,
I'm
dude.
asking you clarifying questions about what you believe in.
Okay, I mean, literally over half of America voted for this guy, and I'm telling you the biggest reasons.
Man, you're not, because you're telling me that he's going to make the economy good again, but then you can't name one of his economic policies.
I didn't spend 30 minutes to pull up different policies before I came on.
Christine, thank you for the $5 on Venmo for dealing with this disingenuous guest. So then how do you know that he's going to make the economy good again if you don't know any of his policy?
The economy was better when he was president.
So just
Then it
because
is
the
now.
economy was better under his term didn't mean that he caused it to be better, or that Biden and Harris
doesn't
caused it to be
matter.
worse. It does matter, because if he didn't cause it to be better and they didn't cause it to be worse, then we wouldn't be able to like distribute responsibility insofar as the efficacy of his policy.
So anything good that's happened under Biden's administration, did he actually cause it to be better, or did it just happen while he was in?
We'd be able to look at like specific good things and specific bad things, and we'd be able to evaluate causality with a policy that he
Okay,
implemented.
what's
We
one
do the
good
same for
thing
Trump's
that
term.
he did and didn't just happen since he was sitting there?
Yeah, sure. He inspired a greater level of investment into manufacturing industries through the Chips and Science Bill, alongside the Infrastructure Bill. Right. It's also the case that he
Did he
reduced
specifically
income
do that, or
inequalities
was
with
he
policies that
sitting
focus
there
on the
when
low
it
and middle
happened?
class. No, he did it with the Chips and Science Act. That's the name of the policy that he influenced to get passed and signed into law that did it.
He specifically did it.
Yes. So his
Like,
policies. Yeah.
If someone else was sitting as a president, they couldn't have passed that bill. It was like him and his intelligence alone that passed it. You see what I'm saying? I'm using your logic against me.
Oh my God. No, you're not using my logic, because you're attributing things that happen in the country to the president baselessly, but you have to isolate for external variables and see what policy they implemented that caused it, right? And you can't just say, oh, someone else would have implemented the policy. Like, it's just like a pretty stupid argument. Like, we're going to be evaluating the efficacy of the administration on the basis of the outcomes that their policy produces. Would you disagree with me?
I wasn't listening.
Yeah, no shit, Carlos. Is there a lag, guys? Do we have to like do like an unfortunate restart because of lag? Let's see what the chat says. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, everybody do click on my profile. I'll be right back. We have to do a very unfortunate restart because of lag. So I'll be right back. Long-range missiles that Biden allowed, right, people in Ukraine to fire at Russia, right? That's obviously because he wants to build up a greater offense against Russian expansion before Trump is inaugurated, because that may significantly slow the resistance, right? And then, like, when Putin makes a threat saying, like, oh, this is going to start World War III, dude, Putin is not going to attack literally any other country on the face of this fucking planet, especially any country in NATO or the U.S. Like,
you know
Ukraine
why he's not fixing to attack America?
He's not fixing to attack any country.
Because Big Boy's finna step back in the office.
No, it has
He
nothing to do with
involved
dude,
in that.
Charlie, with all due respect, you could be in power of our country and he still wouldn't attack America. And the reason is he fucking prepped for 6 years. Kennedy, thank you for the $5 on Venmo, to invade and attack and overtake Ukraine. And he lost, and now Ukraine is on the fucking offense, right? An incredibly small country with a small military, a small GDP, with lacked resources, and they're fucking Russia up. Destroyed their economy, destroyed the value of the ruble, and as soon as the industrial military complex stops in the state of Russia, their GDP is gonna fucking collapse, right?
You know
So
what Finland
why
is,
would he
right?
ever try to attack a country like the U.S. when he can't even take a country like Ukraine?
Do you know where Finland is, right?
Yes.
It's near Russia, right?
It's on the. It's yes, kind of.
It is. It is kind of near Russia. They're handing out pamphlets how to survive a nuclear attack right now. You know that, right?
Well, I mean, that's Finland. I don't think they have any good reason to be doing so. Alexis, thank you for the little crown. What is their good reason to be doing so?
To prepare for what's about to happen to the
Obvious,
world.
wait, can you
But
give me any reason
Trump
to
ain't even
believe
in
that Russia's
office
going to
yet.
nuke the world?
Trump ain't even in office yet, and him and Putin are already talking about ending the war in between them and Ukraine. Did you not see what's going on in Israel neither?
Wait,
How
before
that's
we
coming
pivot
to
to
an end?
Israel, let's talk about this. So it is the case that Trump claimed he had a phone call with Putin. Putin
Yeah.
rejected this. The Kremlin rejected this, and then Ukraine also rejected this. He lied. CGS, thank you for the $25 donation on PayPal. Thank you so much for the love. Everybody show some love to CGS in the comment section. Thank you so much for the $25 donation. Then also, what about Israel? What were you going to say there?
About how the war is ending over there already.
Wait,
How
how's the
they're
war ending
ceasing
there?
fire, and they're not wanting to do that no more. Now
Oh, are
that
you-
Trump's fixing to be in office.
So after Trump became the elect, like Hamas sent Israel a ceasefire agreement, right?
Yeah.
So they actually sent them 8 ceasefire agreements under Biden, right? But you just don't give a shit.
No, I kind of do give a shit. I just think Democrats are war hungry. They just worry about cutting their penises off and shit like that, and they're not worried about this country. That's just my opinion, honestly.
Okay, well, about being war hungry, right? It is the case that Kamala Harris advocated for a ceasefire agreement between Israel and Palestine. Donald Trump said that he wants to continue to give them money and weapons to destroy Palestine, and even said that they should invade and attack Iran. And he's currently being investigated by the DOJ for violating the Logan Act and like literally telling Netanyahu not to accept Kamala Harris' ceasefire agreement. He left, by the way. We're gonna get our next guest up in here about cutting peepees off. What the fuck? Like, I don't even know where that came from, but he left. What's going on, man? Did you vote for Trump?
Yep.
All right, why did you do that?
Wait, hold on. I didn't. I just.
Oh, you
wanted
didn't
to
vote for
say-
Trump. Based. I appreciate you for coming up, man. Hey, guys, make sure that we're double tapping on that phone screen, and if you voted for Trump, hop in that queue. And if you do want to support me, my Venmo, my PayPal are in my bio. I get 100% of the proceeds on those platforms. What's up, Selma? Did you vote for Trump? Selma! Hello?
Hello?
Hey, did you vote for Trump?
No, I'm sorry. I didn't even think you'd accept it.
No worries. Base Selma, all right? Let's get some W's for Selma while we're loading our next guest up in the box, y'all. What's going on, Hamza? Hope you're well, man. Just saw you pop up right there. What's up, Morgan? Did you vote for Trump?
Hi, no, but I have 2 questions that no one's asked. Can I ask them?
Morgan, I'm so sorry. I'm just looking to talk to people that support Trump because he's an idiot and he's terrible and I want to talk on them. But I do appreciate you for coming up. Thank you so much, Morgan. We're going to go ahead and move on, guys. It looks like we definitely do have a following. A little bit of a glitch or a ban on the live. It's just not pushing out, man. What's up, 60 Hertz? Did you vote for Trump?
You're cool.
All right. Thank you, Fetus. W's for the Fetus in the chat. Guys, please, if you're in the queue, make sure that you voted for Trump. It just saves us a whole lot of time. But you know what? W's for the Fetus. Hello. Did you vote for Trump?
I did not.
Oh,
I did
you
not.
Did not
I
vote
did
for
not.
Trump.
But
All right, I appreciate you
feel-
for coming up, guys. Please, I love you guys, and it makes me feel so bad when I have to kick you. Please don't join in the queue, so then I don't have to kick you, so then I don't have to feel bad because I love you guys with all my heart. Right? What is going on, Tim? Timmy. Did you vote for Trump?
No, but I just had one thought.
Sorry, Tim. Sorry, Timmy. Tim. What's up, Tanner? You voted for Trump. Your name's Tanner.
Yeah, I voted for Trump.
And you have no clue why you voted for Trump because your name's Tanner, right?
If you're gonna be disrespectful, man, why do you have a group and following
Sorry.
of being disrespectful?
Sorry, man.
Because my name's Tanner.
We're gonna focus on respectability politics today. So Tanner, I just want to first verify. How old are you?
I'm 25.
You're 25. So, Dandy Tan, why did you vote for Trump?
I voted for Trump because I have a wife and a son, and I feel better protected under him as president than I do Biden because look at what's going on in the world right
Thank you
now.
for the confetti. Oh, do you mean like conflicts in the Middle East, for instance, is going on in the
I'm
world? and
talking
that's
about
bad?
Russia and I'm talking about Ukraine.
So what about conflicts in the Middle East?
Well, they're not as important as Russia is compared country size and what they can do with their power.
So do you think that
Nuclear
Russia
weapons
serves
and
as a
stuff.
threat to our country?
Do what?
Do you think that Russia serves as a threat to our country?
Yes, they're way bigger power than anybody in over there.
Dude, Ukraine has literally advanced onto Russian soil and overtaken it. And if they, as a
Oh,
country that's a fraction of our size, can do that, they present no threat to us.
100%.
Victoria, thank you for the $5 on Venmo, and Tori, thank you for the $2 on Venmo. Thank you, guys.
100%. Ukraine's beating the shit out of Russia. But do you not think that's going to piss Putin off to use his nuclear weapons, and Biden stirring up the pot? Do you not think is going to piss him off to use his
So
nuclear
you're just
weapons?
scared of like Putin using his nukes. So I don't think Putin will use his nukes because it will literally get his whole country destroyed. It's mutually assured destruction. If he right had a tendency to hit that button when he's mad and like in the world, he would have done it already.
Hey, can I ask you a straightforward question?
Yeah, and then also like you understand that the whole reason we formed NATO was to hold red lines against Russian expansion, and that's been
Dean,
something
can
that
I
we've been
can I
doing
ask
since
you?
the Civil War. And I think like we should still hold those up today. Like I mean, it's worked historically. It will continue to work moving forward. And then
Can I ask
TS,
you
thank you for the
something?
$5 on PayPal. And yeah, go for it, man. Show some love to TS in the chat.
I've watched you. I've watched some of your YouTube videos with like Charlie Kirk. I've watched you and Parker. And I'm not saying Charlie or any of those guys are not disrespectful at times, but like you guys are disrespectful a lot of times, and I don't understand. I understand being frustrated with people that don't have the same views or agrees with you, but I don't understand like having the hate, and I hate that our country is so split 50-50. And I think sometimes I'm not saying what you're doing is wrong, but I do think there needs to be a little bit more niceness in this world, and sometimes you don't come across as nice, man.
Christia, thank you for the $10 on Venmo. I appreciate you for the love, Christia. Everybody, please do show some love to Christia down below in the chat. Yeah, I agree with you, man. I think that I try to focus on running a respectful, productive platform, and sometimes I'll let my emotion show. But at the end of the day, man, personal accountability aside, the Republican platform has been in the mud, throwing fists, throwing hands, throwing insults, throwing rudeness since the dawn of fucking time, bro. And I mean, it's only in the last 5 or 6 years that we've seen liberals playing dirty in the mud with the conservatives, and all of a sudden it's the problem of the liberal now. You know what I mean? So I mean, I really don't think that there's much deservance for social movement to condemn the mean and hateful attitudes of people on the left when we've seen conservatives like calling black people the N-word and like holding to like white supremacy and misogyny and saying your body, my choice since like the dawn of time, man. Just saying. I think that look at the
Do you
log in
think
your own eye before the
there's
speck in the other person's. Shauna, thank you for the $10 on Venmo for my
right?
mouth. I appreciate you, Shauna. Everybody, please do show some love to Shauna down below in the chat.
I agree with you 100%. Do you think there's any world where, as a country, we could come to an agreement a little bit better on things, or do you think we're just too far gone at this point?
Yeah, a world without Trump.
But come on, man, that's
a
not
world without
realistic.
Trump. No, it is. You'll be out in 4 years. Then I hope that the traditional Republican Party reassumes power, right? And we go back to debating tax policy, not human rights. But was there anything else that you wanted to
if JD
discuss with us?
If JD Vance was the nominee in 4 years, would you hate that?
And he made a shift. If he made a shift back to the traditional Republican Party, and we just started having disagreements on tax policy, no, I wouldn't hate it. But I mean, I think that the biggest disagreement moving forward would be like codification of federal protections for a woman's right to choose, right? And I think when we get that out of the way, and we can have some bipartisanship on like basic human rights, especially in the context of a woman and girls' access to abortion, that we'll see like higher levels of respectability across the like sides of the aisle. But I'm gonna
Like I
go
said,
on to the next guest. I do appreciate you for coming up. I'd say it'll probably be like, if a Democrat wins next term, we may see like more respectability between like the Democrats and Republicans in the next 8 years. But if Vance wins, I mean, it's gonna stay pretty bad. What's up, Tim? Did you vote for Trump?
I did vote for Trump, Dean, and I just want to first say I'm sorry you're not feeling well, bud, and I do hope you feel better.
Oh man, I appreciate that. So why did you vote for Trump, bro?
You know, I'm not going to say I'm the biggest apologist for Trump. I don't agree with everything that he does or everything that he says, but I will say this. I am for smaller governments. I don't think that things we do on the federal level are done very effectively and very efficiently. So I'm always going to move towards somebody that's looking to reduce the power or reduce the size of the federal government and return some of those abilities to improve your lives towards a state level. Like I live in Tucson. I live in Tucson, Arizona, and
Cadence, thank you so much for the $30 on Venmo, saying to eat 'em up, Dean. Thank you so much for the love, Cadence. Everybody, please show some love to Cadence down below in the chat. Thank you for the $30 donation. I really appreciate that. Go ahead, Tim.
so I live in Tucson, Arizona. So Arizona ended up putting its electoral votes towards Donald Trump. And at the exact same day, we also expanded abortion rights and it voted to expand abortion rights and add abortion rights to our state constitution. So you turn on the news and you turn on, liberal media, and they made it sound like everybody just lost their rights, and that's actually not the truth. They expanded
1 out of every 3 women.
did, yeah. Okay, well, and Dean, I'm actually a faith-based person too. I'm not going to say that I'm not a I am pro-life. So, but I also respect where you're coming from on things, and I think that instead of focusing on trying to dunk on people, and I get it, man, it gets viewers, you get paid off of this and stuff like that, having conversations and realizing that the reason why people vote the way that they do aren't because they're bad people or have bad intentions.
Were you on Parker's Live?
I was not on Parker's Live.
Okay. Anyways, so just let me know when I could hop in here and respond.
You can respond anytime you want, Dean. This is your platform.
Yeah, so, I think that Donald Trump actually advocates for a larger Fed. Kalir, thank you for the $5 on Venmo. I do appreciate you for the love. So, the first reason I'd say this is because, he just expanded our nation's debt significantly more than Biden and Harris ever did, right? As well as he rescinded some of those rights back to the states. For instance, would you say, when we codified federal protections against a person's ability to, own a slave, that took slavery out of the hands of the government, or put slavery in the hands of the government?
I'm really not sure I understood your question there, Dean.
Maybe. Thank you so much for the $2 on Venmo. Holy shit. So we'll just go with 2A. So what do you say that 2A, right, ensuring that all American citizens have the ability to bear and own arms, right? Does that limit the size of the government, or does it make the government bigger?
Sure, but okay, so it would make the government bigger, right? But the federal government is
that makes the government bigger? Like federal protections, in my mind, make the government smaller because it reduces the amount of possible things that our legislators can determine, right?
Right, but how are you saying
that's what I'd say for a woman's access to abortion is having that federal protection for every single woman and girl's right to choose actually makes our government smaller by ensuring that it's left up to the people and not left up for the legislators.
Right. Even Ruth Ginsburg said that Roe v. Wade wasn't what we should be hanging our hats on abortion rights. So even there's high, powerful liberals.
I'm saying federal protections through Congress, right?
Okay, pass it the right way. Obama
but this is a completely
this.
different conversation from the reason I brought this up in your pivot.
So what
thank you for the $5 on Venmo. Okay. The reason I'm bringing this up is because you said that you voted for Trump because you support smaller government. I'm giving you reasons to believe that Trump supports a larger government.
Okay, but then why is he putting in a task force to reduce government expenditures and reduce?
Why is it partisan? Why is it not bipartisan? That's my one issue with the DOGE, right? Is I feel like this task force will be essentially useless, and he's just placing it to enshrine that his direction and his orders, right, are seen within our government, and we see the bureaucracy replaced with Trump loyalists, right?
So
I would say that the DOGE would legitimately be a good thing. One moment, you're pivoting. I'd legitimately say that you are because you brought up the DOGE. The DOGE. I'm over here talking about it, and then you're interrupting me wanting to talk about the IRS.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I can't talk fast today, right? Because my mouth really hurts. If you do that shit again, I'm just gonna kick you.
Okay, man. I'm here to respect you. I'm here to understand. And
obviously not. If you're gonna bring something up, then I'm going to respond to it, and then you interrupt me and pivot to the IRS.
Okay, I would agree with it. I would agree with you on what your point was right there. That maybe that should be more.
No, you couldn't even hear my point because I didn't finish it.
You were saying you wanted to go partisan. You said
No,
that
well,
should be
once again, I will repeat my point. You said that Donald Trump supports a smaller government because he wants to implement the Department of Government Efficiency to reduce the effects of the bureaucracy. I'd actually say with the way in which it's ordered to make our government larger by replacing civil servants with loyalists and moving the bureaucrat just to dictatorship, man. Right? And the reason I say this is because the DOGE is partisan. Elon Musk, the owner of X, fully endorsed Donald Trump, is the only one running it alongside Vivek Ramaswamy, another Republican who actually ran for president and is also like a MAGA loyalist. Right? Because it's partisan, it's not going to be efficient.
Okay, I would agree that maybe we should add. So again, getting upset with me and saying like you're going to kick me. What I'm trying to tell you is I would agree on the fact, and I think that's what's important in life is finding common ground on things where people that can agree on things and not just shut down. And I don't think that the Republicans should have all control over every sector of every government over here. But I do think the intentions and what's going behind here of what Donald Trump is trying to do is trying to reduce the size of the federal government. And
so then why did he elect justices to the Supreme Court to overturn Roe v. Wade, which increased the size of the government? Why did he threaten to terminate the articles found within the Constitution, right? So just serving as more tyranny and low-key fascism from the federal state. And then why did he spend exponentially more than Biden and Harris when he was in power, right? Further enshrining overreach of the federal government through overspending.
So the Supreme Court justices either retired or moved on, okay, or passed away. So then he got to elect officials. That's how this works. We can all agree upon that. Was it Biden?
But he specifically elected officials to overturn Roe v. Wade.
So hold on. So was it Biden and Harris when they were saying, hey, you know what? Because Donald Trump got to vote these people in, maybe we should expand the size of the Supreme Court? That is not going for smaller government, Dean.
Wait, did it ever happen?
No, but did they run on it?
Nice.
Did they say they wanted to do it?
Nice. Well, they didn't do it, and they had 4 years, man. Crazy.
Okay, but then this is my
No,
exact
they
point.
wanted to expand the size of the government, and then they had 4 years to do so, and they didn't. Why didn't they? Isn't this the same thing that you say about if Trump is going to destroy the country? Why didn't he do it during his first 4 years? Crazy.
But where's their intentions?
You also
They
never
said they
responded
wanted
to
to
my
do
point
this
here.
to get it done.
I brought up 4 good reasons insofar as why Donald Trump was bad for the size of the government, and you actually didn't respond to any of them. You just started talking about Biden.
Well, no, because I'm showing you that Biden is the side that is actually trying to expand the government. I gave you points in his own viewpoints of what he was trying to do to expand.
Yeah, I think some
federal
expansions to the federal government are a good thing. Right?
and adding Supreme Court justice because a Republican
Dude,
got there.
first of all, Biden wasn't running for office, and then second of all, he never added Supreme Court justices. Your point is mute.
Did he run on it? Did he run on that platform?
Did
Yes
he
or
run
no?
on it? No, he did not run on it.
He did not use that as a talking point when he was running in 2020.
No, not at all.
Yes, he did, Dean. That's just not true.
Holy shit!
It's
Wait,
not-
I'm literally sitting here telling you, even if it was a talking point that he ran on in 2020, how would it be relevant to our conversation?
Okay, but that's the whole thing is, and I understand both sides do this.
No,
but
Tim. I'm asking you a fair question. Answer my question.
What?
He did not run on that in 2020. But if he did run on that in 2020, how is it relevant to our conversation? Because
I'm
Biden wasn't
talking
running
about
for president.
Because I'm talking about the expansion of trying to expand the federal government, and I'm saying that.
But
one of the
we're
reasons-
going to be comparing Trump's term to what Kamala Harris could have given us. Is Biden Kamala Harris?
No, she's not. But again,
Did
so
Kamala
what-
Harris run on adding more justices to the Supreme Court?
No, she didn't.
So then
Okay?
it's not relevant.
Okay, but she's still part of the Democratic Party, right? And she was part of that ticket that did that, right?
Oh, so being a part of a ticket that does something bad, right, is going to like impede upon like your own like abilities?
No, but if you do something a part of a ticket and you do something bad, it's going to make me hesitant and cautious on what.
Okay,
I'm
so when
doing.
Donald Trump tried to coup the country and rig the outcome of the 2020 election, did that make you hesitant in voting for him?
Yes, I had hesitations.
Oh,
But
shit.
Dean, you
So,
can
like,
dump
I
on
just think it's
everybody.
absolutely
Hey, Dean.
fucking crazy
But
that you're
no,
going to sit
no,
here and
it's-
tell me that you're still going to vote for Trump, even if he, like, tried to impose the largest internal threat on the state of our democracy since the Civil War when he tried to steal the election from Biden in 2020. He was held civilly liable for raping a woman. He committed 34 felonies. And then, not to mention, if you want to talk about big government, do you remember when he tried to impose literal, widespread religious persecution through a shutdown of all new Muslims coming into our country, as well as very strict and severe border policy with mass deportation, sending like the National Guard and local police forces into homes across America to grab out grandmas with their grandchildren and deport them? And you're over here talking about small government bullshit? You make no goddamn sense, dude. Tim, you're so backwards. It's embarrassing. You have to click on your profile picture and unmute your mic. We're going to go and get you a friend up here to debate. I think you need it.
I'm right here, Dean. I don't need a friend. So, no, what I'm trying to say is instead of having a conversation and talking to somebody that could be a swing voter, I started our conversation, Dean, by saying like, hey, dude, I don't agree with everything that this guy said, and I had real reservations on both sides. Then you try to throw that in somebody's face because it riles up your group chat. That's not how you're going to be effective.
Hey,
if you want to change this
$2
country, this isn't how you do it, Dean.
All right.
Right?
Thank you for your input, Tim. If you're not here to debate and you're just here to critique, I'm going to go to move on, but I do appreciate you for your time. What's going on, CJ? Did you vote for Trump? All right, CJ's not here. We're going to go to move on to our next guest. All right, yeah, like like a point, it goes from like having a debate about like Trump and like why he supports him to just like shitting on Dean because he can't debate me about Trump and why he supports him. You know what I mean? But we're going to get our next guest up in here literally right now, y'all. So everybody just do give us a minute. Make sure that we are double tapping on that phone screen, right? Also do share out this live with a handful of friends. Yeah. And if you do want to support me, my Venmo as well as my PayPal are in my bio. What's up, EDOT? Did you vote for Trump?
Yeah.
Okay, could you turn off the noise in the background? Like, I don't know where that's coming from. Sounds like Gideon. Anyways, EDOT, so why did you vote for Trump?
All right, we could start off with, well, one, Trump gave aggression where needed to Russia and Taliban for wars. Two.
So, like, aggression towards, like, foreign adversaries is a good thing? You understand that, like, the Republican platform is essentially pro-Russia today, right?
Well, yeah, but, I mean, like, people aren't really going to, like, listen to just, you know, like, trade, like, okay, so, for example, we did a trade, right, with a basketball player, and, what was it, a serial, or a killer, right? Like,
He was actually an arms dealer.
What? Sorry?
He was an arms dealer? Wait,
Yeah,
how old are you? I just want to
I don't have a
clarify.
good memory on that, but
How old are you?
I'm 19.
What year were you born in?
8/23/05.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
All right.
Miranda, thank you for the $5
Want me to get
on
on the next
Venmo.
topic, or?
So wait, you're saying that you voted for Trump because Biden traded a basketball player
Well,
for
that's
an
not
arms
the
dealer?
only reason, but
Yeah, there's a good thing. Bring more U.S. citizens back.
well, yeah, but there's better ways to handle it than
Because we shouldn't be letting bad people like roam free, right?
yeah.
Okay, Donald Trump is a convicted felon and a rapist, and you want to vote him into the Oval Office. So what was that about not letting bad people roam free?
Okay, but okay. All right. We'll get into how Trump is racist, right? You guys say Trump is racist. You, Parker, and Harry say Trump is racist, right?
He is racist.
So, we'll go to the point where he didn't sell houses or he didn't rent out to black people, right?
Yeah.
When was that? 1970s, right?
That's
Am I
right.
correct? All right. If I do believe, right, his father was the owner of the company at that time.
That's right.
Is there any proof? Like, I'm not like trying to, like, I'm just like genuinely curious on this. Is there any proof that he actually had any say over the company and his father didn't have all the say?
Yeah, the property manager indicated that it was an order from Donald Trump to not rent to black people. And then additionally, even if his father like had the whole say and was owning the company and like didn't rent to black people, and then he like went on to love his father and then overtake the business from him, like that's kind of a warning sign too. But I think that you're underage. I do appreciate you for coming up. We're gonna go to move on to our next guest. We got Bentley loading into the box. Chat, I really don't feel good today. My mouth is on fire. Now my throat's starting to hurt too. God, you know, like having a job where you just like yap and talk for like 4 or 5 hours a day is like really shitty. Like when you have like a cold or like your mouth really hurts, etc. Dude, like this sucks. I'm like dying internally over here. Like you guys don't even know. Like this is bad. What's up, Jack? Did you vote for Trump?
I did, yes.
You did vote for Trump. Why did you do that?
I thought the Democrats' consistent lying over the last 4 years effectively put me in a corner where I would have voted for anyone who was running against the Democrats. So I
What
voted
if
for
Trump told more lies?
I'm sorry?
What if Trump told more lies?
What lies are you referring to?
Like the 36,000 during his presidency, then the biggest lie that any sitting president has ever told when he like denied the outcome of the election for 4 years. I don't really think anything from the Democrat platform
Well,
is going to
an example I can give you is like you just repeated one of the lies with your last caller, where you said he banned Muslims. He never banned Muslims.
No, I said attempted Muslim ban. You just weren't listening close enough.
Well, he never did that. He banned people from 7 countries.
That's why I said attempted. That's why I didn't say successful. I said attempted. So it's not a lie when I say
But it wasn't an
Muslim ban.
attempted Muslim ban.
Yes, it was.
He banned individuals from Iran, Iraq, Libya, Somalia.
I'm gonna prove
Sudan,
this guy
Syria,
wrong.
and Yemen.
I hate to do this to you. Just give me a second.
Sure.
I really hate to do this to him. We could just use Trump's own words against him.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States until our country's representatives can figure out what the hell is going on.
Yeah.
Right. But the actual executive order was EO 13769, only restricted individuals from countries, and he listed the 7 countries. So what he said and what the actual executive order were 2 different things.
Yes, that's why I said attempted total and complete shutdown of all new Muslims coming into the country. You'll learn that that's against the Constitution.
So if a Muslim
do
is
you mind
coming
if I
from
finish?
another,
Thanks. So you can figure it out that like a total and complete shutdown of all Muslims coming into our country is a religious persecution that's like against the Constitution. So then he just implemented an executive order to ban people from those 7 countries that are majority Muslim. But like once again, like the statement, Donald Trump attempted to implement a total and complete shutdown of all new Muslims coming into our country, right, is absolutely and certainly true. And the evidence for this is Donald Trump saying that he wants to do exactly that. Like you can't argue with that. So feel free to concede the point.
so if you were Muslim and you were coming from Canada, would you have been banned?
Oh, yes.
No, you wouldn't have been.
Oh my God, yes. I
Because
played
the
again.
executive order, I have the executive order in front of me.
Okay, well, dude, I'm not talking about what he implemented. I'm talking about what he wanted to implement. That's why I say
Okay,
attempted
so-
Muslim ban,
so-
not like
So
succeeded.
I won't
Muslim
convince
ban.
you on that point. So
Alrighty, thank you for the one. No, we're not going to pivot away. I want you to listen to my language very closely. Okay, Donald Trump attempted to shut down all new Muslims from coming into the U.S.
false. That's verifiably false.
Will you let me finish?
Continue.
But failed to do so, as it was against the Constitution, right? Thereby only able to ban people from 7 countries. I'll even say this at the minimum. Donald Trump wanted to shut down all new Muslim entries into the country. Does that work?
No, it doesn't.
Motherfucker, what? Listen to the clip again.
I want you to read the
Donald
executive
J.
order.
Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States.
Okay, so he says, and I quote, Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims coming into our country. So how can you say that me saying Donald Trump wanted a total and complete shutdown of Muslims coming into our country is false when he literally called for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims coming into our country? Do you see how like
Because I
unrealistic you
judge
are?
a person by their actions and not their words.
Okay, so you think that he was lying?
Well, based on the executive order,
No, you're making a conflation. When Trump said that he wanted to ban all new Muslims, why did he say that?
I'm not going to speak for the president-elect. But
No, just literally come up with any reason. Why did he say that? You see, even you can't twist your way out of your own.
But
bullshit.
you're asking me to defend someone else's words. I'm not here to defend that.
No, it's my life. I get to do as I want to. Grant me any possible explanation insofar as why he said that shit. Would you agree with me that a very fair explanation for why he said that is because that's what he wanted to do, found it to be unconstitutional, then implemented a ban from 7 strategic countries that were disproportionately Muslim?
Well, the president has the right to implement executive orders based on national security concerns.
You're not answering my question. We're talking about his statements and the connection between his statement that he wants to ban all new Muslim entries, right, to his implemented policy. and you're just being so incredibly dense. Like, I just want to let you know that like there is like 5.5 thousand normal people watching the live that like can see right through your bullshit. I'd recommend just like dropping the bullshit and like actually engaging in a real conversation. You understand that it's okay to be wrong every once in a while, Jack. Like, you know that you're wrong. I know that you know that, like, inside of your head, you're thinking right now, like, God, like, Dean has a really, like, fair and strong point, and Dean even played me a clip where Donald Trump obviously demonstrated that he wanted a total and complete shutdown of all new Muslims.
I was refuting the point that was made that he banned Muslims from coming into the country. That is false.
I never said that. I said he
You did say it on the previous caller.
No, Jack. I promise I'm like incredibly crucial and careful with my words. I'm like one of the best at what we do here, right? I know for a certain fact that I said attempted ban of all new Muslims coming into our country, and anyone watching the live could verify this. Don't try to gaslight me. Like, I mean, I say the same thing all the time. It's a point that I like frequently bring up. Jack, it is okay to be wrong. Like, you could even reference back one of my videos. I posted it a while ago. A while ago, where I talked about it, and I said attempted ban of all new Muslims coming into our country. Like, this isn't anything new.
Okay, so
admit that you're wrong, or I'm gonna kick you because I like listen, buddy. I'm here to talk to sentient beings with a brain, not rocks. So either admit that you're wrong, right, and that you could like exercise rational thought, or
I was specifically refuting the point.
So admit that you were wrong, or I'm just gonna move on.
No. He did say what he said. I'm not defending those words. I never made a defense of the words that he said.
Okay, so you admit that he did want to ban all new Muslims from coming into our country.
I admit that that's what he said in that clip.
Okay.
Whether he attempted it or not is
Jesus Christ. Moving on. Gee, I just don't know what it is. You know, for people that have been watching for a while, I actually used to make a really good argument out of his attempted shutdown of all new Muslims coming into the country. And I stopped making it because all Republicans just shut down on it. I don't know what it is. Like, there's just no good response to it. So they do what he just did. So it's like I actually just like stopped talking about it because of how insufferable it is. Like, we'll do it with the next guest just so you guys could see what I'm talking about. It's like every single Republican acts just like he did. Like they could be like the most honest and virtuous Republican known to mankind, and then as soon as we start talking about the attempted Muslim ban, where Trump says in a video that he wants to do it, it's like they just lose their brain. But we're going to go ahead and get our next guest up in here, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody just do give us a moment. Make sure that we're double tapping on that phone screen. What's up, Desiree? Did you vote for Trump? Desiree is not here, so we're going to go ahead and move on to our next guest, y'all. If you are in the queue, make sure that you did vote for Trump. And if you do want to support me, my Venmo as well as my PayPal are in my bio, ladies and gentlemen. I do appreciate everybody so much for their love today. I'm like dying today. My mouth hurts so much. What's up, Colton? Did you vote for Trump?
What's up? Wait, can you hear me?
Yeah, did you vote for Trump, man?
I actually didn't vote at all, but like...
Okay, Colton, I bet that means that you're underage, so we're just going to go to move on to our next guest, y'all. Everybody, please do make sure that we're double tapping on that phone screen. What's up, Ham? Did you vote for Trump?
Yes, I did.
Okay, all right, watch this, chat. If Donald Trump called for a total and complete shutdown of all new Christians coming into our country, would you still have voted for him?
I guess I'd have to say probably not. And I do agree with you on the point that it's unconstitutional for him to, it's a fact that it's unconstitutional.
Okay, so I appreciate you for being honest. I just want to finish out the point. So you wouldn't vote for Trump if he called for a total and complete shutdown of all new Christians coming into our country. Okay, so why would you vote for Trump even though he called for a total and complete shutdown of all new Muslims coming into the country?
Because I can understand why he would call for that. Although it might not be something that I'm like fully agree with, but it's not one of the most pressing issues that I value. Like that's the
so how could you understand religious persecution of Muslims?
It's
but not religious persecution of Christians.
Okay, because I don't think he did it to persecute Muslims, and I do not agree with the fact that he called for a Muslim ban. But I do.
So what's the relevant distinction between a Christian ban and a Muslim ban that makes you understand a Muslim ban but not a Christian ban?
Because no, there is no distinction. It would both be a religious persecution. I agree with you. I'm saying I agree with you.
So you agree that there's no distinction. You agree they're both
Well,
religious persecution. You
you-
wouldn't vote
if
for
you would
him if
let
he
me
called for
finish.
religious persecution of Christians, but you would vote for him if he called for religious persecution of Muslims. Go ahead and explain to me
No,
why.
okay. If the situation was the same, the situation being that there's been an increase like of illegal immigration, and I guess, I mean, I'm not the best, like I'm not very informed on how many, or the illegal immigration was trying to articulate this well. Well,
Just to let you know, undocumented migrants have nothing to do with like a Christian. or
yeah,
Muslim.
it doesn't have to do with a Muslim, but there still might be more of an influx of Muslims than Christians into our border. Is that not true?
I have no clue, but how does that
Yeah,
weigh in on
exactly.
a total and complete shutdown of all new Christians or Muslims?
How does that what? Sorry.
How does that weigh in on a total and complete shutdown of Muslims or Christians?
Okay, so if a marginal no, if a group of people are coming into this country more than a different group of people, and they're causing more problems statistically, they're causing more problems like more crime, then it would make sense to call for a complete like shutdown of that certain group.
Isn't this the same logic between like segregation?
In what way?
Like racial segregation in our country. Like the whole like justification for it was like the disimbalances between the arrest rates of black people and white people, because black people are over policed, then white people would use that to instantiate that black people are more violent, and then that's why they were segregated from public businesses in the 20th century. Like, isn't that the same
I
logic
guess.
that you're using here to justify a total and complete shutdown of all
Well,
new
I
Muslims
thought that
coming into
those
our
were-
country?
I feel like those are for two different reasons, because for back then, you could use the same logic there, but back then, people were a lot more racist. So that was the reason for that. But this is
Then
something-
I'm positing like the same reason for this.
right, and this is again why I disagree with his call to.
Can you demonstrate to me that there's higher rates of crime amongst Muslim Americans compared to Christian Americans?
No,
Atheist
well,
Americans?
atheist? No, because I'm not really informed on that. But
So
again,
then
this
why
is
would you still vote for him if he called for a Muslim ban but not a
because
Christian
there
ban?
are more pressing issues and I can understand why, and I believe that the executive order,
So the Muslim ban is a sufficiently
let me
bad
finish.
thing for
Yeah,
you not to vote
I
for
would
him.
give you the same respect.
So why is a Christian ban pressing enough
No,
for
yeah,
you
go
not to
ahead.
vote for
No,
Trump?
that's fine.
But a Muslim
Go
ban
ahead.
isn't.
What was that?
Why is a Christian ban sufficient and pressing enough for you not to vote for Trump, but a Muslim ban
Okay,
isn't?
because well, it's not. I'm telling you, I've been saying this entire time that I disagree with both of them. I would not. They serve as reasons for me not to vote for Trump. They're why I hesitate to vote for Trump. But that still doesn't like that. There's other issues at hand that I consider, and the reason that I vote for Trump is not solely
Well, now
based
we're
on-
getting messed up
Well-
because when you first came on the live, I asked you if you would still vote for
Right.
Trump. if
You
he
asked
called
me
for-
if I
one
would
moment,
still vote
one
for
moment,
Trump, and I
stop.
may have said yes, but I
No. I asked you if you would still vote for Trump if he called for a total and complete shutdown of all new Christians coming into our country, and what was your answer?
believe I said yes if it was the same situation, and it's not the same.
Jesus Christ. Okay. All right. We got a little dishonest donut. We're just gonna go ahead and kick him and move on. Holy shit. Hey,
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to join. I love you, Dean.
Yo, W Fetus, I appreciate you for coming up. W's for the fetus. W's for the fetus. All right, moving on to our next guest here, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody do give us a minute. If you do want to support me, my Venmo as well as my PayPal or my bio, right? I'm like in excruciating pain today, so I appreciate everyone's love. What's up, Carter? Did you vote for Trump? That boy is driving. Thank you for the hand arts. I do appreciate you for the love. We got our next guest loading up in here right now. Oh, God. Hey, what's going on? Did you vote for Trump?
I'm not American.
Elfetus. The last one was a W. This one is an L, quite frankly. Moving on. Justice! Thank you for these $6 and these 66 cents on PayPal, saying from the DNC and Satan himself. Bless up, quite frankly. Quite frankly, Justice. Bless up. Bless you. Thank you for the love. While we move on to our next guest, everybody do give us a moment. Everybody, quite frankly, give us a moment. Let's go ahead and see what our next guest here has to say. All right. Amara, thank you for the 50 cents. Why are people like moaning and complaining in the comment section? I feel like there's some Republicans that are just so chronically online, bro. Like, get a life, touch some grass. Josie, thank you for the $1 on Venmo. Oh, is it Ham giving hearts? That's funny. Murray, thank you for the little crown. Does Ham want back up? I think he does. Layla, thank you for the subscription. All right, we're gonna get our next guest up in here, guys. Make sure if you are in the queue that you did vote for Trump. Yo, Ham's going crazy, I guess, according to the chat. What's up, Gabriel? Did you vote for Trump?
For this argument, I'm gonna say yes, but in reality, I did not. I voted.
Okay, man. I do appreciate you, bro, but we are just looking for debates with people that did. Looks like Charlie's back in the queue. I feel like Charlie got banned last. Charlie, didn't you get banned? Charlie?
Hello?
Nicole, thank you for the DJ glasses. Didn't you get banned?
Nah.
Oh, did I kick you?
No, my Wi-Fi cut out.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome back, Charlie.
Appreciate you, man. Thank
So
you.
why did you vote for Trump, man?
I just think it was the best option, honestly. I'm
Yeah, but you know how we roll over here. We care about like reasons and like intellect, right? So why was Trump the better candidate than Kamala Harris? We are listening closely.
I've already debated you earlier. My thing is, the reason I voted for him was because me looking at her rallies and his rallies were 10 times better. He didn't have rappers twerking on there and everything, you know? I mean, like, and that's just... You know what I mean? I mean, like, that's bad, you know?
So you're going to sit here and tell me that Megan Thee Stallion shaking some ass to promote body positivity for the people watching. Now that's bad. That's too bad. You will never
that's
support
horrible,
that.
yes.
But then like Donald Trump like raping a woman. Nah. Trying to coup the country and rig the outcome of the election. Nah.
Who did he rape? Because I saw
Eugene Carroll.
that.
Callie, thank you for the $1 of Emma.
Can I check on Brantley?
Huh?
Didn't Hulk Hogan like tear his shirt off at the RNC?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so
Yeah.
what's the relevant distinction between Megan Thee Stallion showing some ass and Hulk Hogan showing some pecs?
Well, I mean, like, that's just how.
You know, he
you know what I mean?
no,
It's a
he's honestly
way
that's so
different story.
inappropriate.
It's a way different story.
Oh, is it because he's a man and she's a woman?
Why did JFK Jr. go on the Republican side if the
can pivot
Republicans
next.
are so bad?
We could almost pivot, but before we pivot, we need to talk about what the difference is between Hulk Hogan showing some pecs and Megan Thee Stallion shaking some ass.
That's horrible. Either way, it's
what's
horrible.
the difference?
What's the difference?
Yeah.
I mean, like, I can't tell you a difference.
Yeah. Right. Also, you said that JFK endorsed the Republicans?
Yeah.
He died in 1964.
No, JFK Jr. Did you not hear the junior part?
No, JFK Jr. like died in the 90s.
What? Which one is he then?
RFK.
RFK. Yeah. He endorsed the Republicans.
He did because
But
that's
he
how
was a
we got in the
lifelong
White House.
Democrat.
You know that he actually reached out to Harris's campaign first, and they just never responded to him.
Yeah, but then he saw how stupid it was and how much of a waste of time.
No, not at all. He reached out to them.
But yeah, that was in the beginning though, wasn't
No, that
it?
was after he had switched from Democrat to Independent, then dropped out. That's like right. That was when he endorsed Donald Trump. He first reached out to Harris's campaign to see if they could offer him a spot on her ticket, and she'd egoed him. So then he went to Trump and endorsed him because he said, yeah. Like, you understand, for a lot of these people, especially RFK, it's really not about like virtues or policy. It's just about power.
Well, I guess so. Well, I mean, like, Democrats been in power for the last 16 years.
That's not true. It's 12 of the last 16.
12 of the last 16 years, yeah. And only Donald Trump, there's only been a Republican for 4 years, now fixing to be 8 years.
Donald Trump, save us. Wait, name
Oh, yeah, he
one
gonna
bad
save us.
policy passed by Democrats in the last 12 out of the 16 years that you didn't like.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, you know, I'm 20, finna turn 23 now. You know, I was only a kid when Donald Trump was in office, but I mean, like, I don't know, man. I just think we wouldn't be in the position we are now as a country if Democrats weren't in there as long as they have been. You know what I mean? I mean, like, they've been in there for a while and everybody's doing shit. You know?
Can you like name a bad Democratic policy?
A bad Democratic policy?
That's right. That is a
Opening the
super
border
general.
was
Opening
a
the
horrible
border.
policy.
So what policy opened the border? Was it like the open border
I don't
policy?
know exactly what opened the border, but I know that Donald Trump wouldn't have opened the border.
Well, I mean, what did Biden and Harris did that opened it, man?
Did you not see the millions of Hispanics coming into it? I mean, listen to me.
Like, thank you for the $3
I
on
work in Corpus
Venmo.
Christi, Texas, right? And I have a lot of Hispanic friends that live in Mexico and whatnot, but they came in the legal way. Like Charlie Kirk said, as long as they come in the legal way, there ain't nothing wrong with that. But when there's a bunch of immigrants coming in here and raping kids, you know, like I just seen a police body cam footage a couple days ago of an immigrant raping a girl in a car. You know what I mean? I mean, like, chopping heads off and shit like that, bringing cartels in here. There's a apartment and this apartment complex in Colorado, and immigrants moved in there and they weren't paying, and the landlord told them that they have to leave, and they wouldn't leave. So he called.
How do you know that they were immigrants?
He called the state out there and everything, and they couldn't do nothing about it.
How do you know that they were immigrants?
I can look up the facts for you if you want me to, or you can look up the facts.
I've already looked them up. So at first, it's not Denver; it's technically Aurora, and it's an apartment complex in Aurora. The Republicans' claim was that it was overran by Venezuelan, undocumented Venezuelan gang members. There's no evidence to support that claim.
Well, I mean, like, Venezuelan. Where do you think that comes from?
Venezuelan? Is that Venezuelan? That's how you pronounce it. Yeah. How do we know that? How do we know that they're undocumented immigrants?
Where do they come from, though?
Where do they come from? What?
Yeah. Where
What
do
are
they
you
come
asking?
from?
I'm asking you the question on how you know that they're undocumented migrants.
I'm like, they're Venezuelan gang members, right?
How do you know
they
that?
have to have came from
Wait,
over the
are
border.
you saying that you just looked at them and determined that they're Venezuelan gang members based upon the way that they looked? Charlie got banned. I totally expected that. We're gonna move on to our next guest. Oh man. Oh, my head's starting to hurt. My throat's hurting. My mouth is hurting. Dear God. What's up? Did you vote for Trump? All right, moving on to our next guest. Everybody, just do give us a minute. I posted a TikTok. It's not sending out. I may delete it. Quite frankly, I may take it down. Or should I like leave it up for a day to see if it will send out and then delete it? I don't know. Quincy, thank you so much for the $5 on Venmo. I appreciate you for the love. Don't delete it. We'll leave it up. Don't delete it. Well, if it doesn't send out, then I'm gonna delete it. You know what I mean? Like any true TikToker will know. Will know what I mean here.
Hello.
Hello, Morg. Did you vote for Trump?
I did.
Oh man, what the fuck? Why would you do that?
I did it because my dad did, and I just wanted to come on here because I actually turned 18 recently before I voted. So I just wanted to come on here and I wanted to talk about how my dad voted for him, and I was wondering like if you had any thoughts on like the hereditary voting.
Yeah, you're more likely to vote the way that your parents do because that's how indoctrination works. Do you care about abortion at all?
I do, but that's the thing, because I wasn't I am Republican, but I am trying to keep it to myself that I kind of am on edge. Like, I do support some Republican policies that my father does. I don't know if I could say a ton of them, but I do understand that Kamala Harris had a lot of good policies, and I actually do like a lot of the ones she had, but I also wanted to support my dad, and I didn't really know what to do.
Just lie to him.
Yeah, I could do that next time. I think that...
Yeah, just like pretend to be a Republican, but then be a based liberal privately.
Yeah, I've been watching you for a while, and I also wanted to come on here and ask how you felt about Liam's live. Do you remember him?
Emma, thank you so much for the $10 on Venmo. I appreciate that, Emma. Yeah, I do. That's real funny.
Yeah, I was in the live last night, and he had like 5 people up, and they were just all talking about Parker, and they had like a background, and it was just like a lineup of all of them, and it was just like you, Parker, and Harry, and I think, is it Chris? It was just all you like in a lineup together.
Yeah, he's a fan. But one thing I did want to tell you here is that, you know, you could just pretend like you're a Republican, tell your dad that you love Trump, and then just like lie and then vote blue. I mean, like that's what I did for a long time before. You know, I had a public platform, and all my family members just like knew because they have an internet connection that I'm a liberal. In fact, like only the most like this next Thanksgiving will be like the first Thanksgiving I've had where everybody sitting around me is a vehement Republican and they know that I'm a liberal. So. Like I'm like literally like the meme of like don't talk to your family members about politics at Thanksgiving. But anyways, you know, like there's really good reasons to support the Democrat ticket. You know, such as like access to abortion. There's about 60 women a day that get denied access to abortion that were victims of rape, and that we could actually prevent that if we were to codify federal protections. That's something that Kamala Harris was going to do. And I mean, like, if you want to bring up any like policy that you think that you support of the rights, feel free, and I'll, you know, give you my thoughts. But overwhelmingly, if like you just kind of already think that you achieved what you wanted to get out of our conversation, I can move on to the next guest. But it's up to you.
Okay, I think I'm good. Thank you.
All right, I appreciate you for coming up. Have a good one.
You too.
We're gonna move on to our next guest. Dean, can you live stream Thanksgiving? I would actually really love to find a way to film it because I just already know it's gonna be good content. Like I will seriously be like 1v20ing my closest family members, and like I already know that's what's gonna happen. Oh, that hurts. What's up, CJ? Did you vote for Trump?
Yes, I did.
Why did you do that? Oh, wow. Super good reason, CJ. You know, here's the thing. If you can't, like, tell me why you voted for Trump, do you think that you could just be, like, an NPC Russian implant in my life? You're just, like, taking marching orders from the Kremlin, getting paid to, like, do your research on Kremlin GPT. Just come up here and tell me you voted for, like, you know, you don't have, like, any reason here? Like, not one? Just, like, make a lie about his tax policy or something. I don't know. Just say he's, like, a good, strong leader. Like, CJ, you got anything for me? No? No, just say, well, he's a businessman. What about that? Does that resolve well? So he was already president once. He has more experience in the Oval. What about that?
No. My bad. I voted for Trump because he loves America. Sorry, I'm kind of sick right now. But
CJ, you're good, man. Don't worry about it.
Okay, appreciate it. But he loves America, and when he got shot, and the fact that he rose back up to his supporters and said, "Fight, fight, fight," that shows that he's a true American patriot and that he really does love this country.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you.
Unlike Kamala, she is a communist. Her father was a communist professor in college.
Yeah.
So
I hear you, CJ. Well, I mean, I think that I could, like, you know, share a couple of things here. So, first of all, about, like, Donald Trump loving America, I'd say that he's, like, really demonstrated through his actions very frequently that he doesn't love America, you know? Like, for instance, in the 2020 election, he tried to overthrow a lot of the checks and balances of our civil and election processes. You know, I don't really feel like any, like, patriot would do that. About your second point about how Harris is a communist and then her dad was a communist professor. So Harris was not a communist. JW, thank you for the subscription.
The whole Democratic Party is want to be a communist, and it's really, really sad. It really is.
So I mean, I remember when I used to be a Republican, I would just kind of believe things like that too. But I think I've kind of came to the realization now that a lot of those things were just said by people that wanted to scare me into supporting them. And I took a class on social and political philosophy, and they kind of taught me what communism is. So communism is like a very like complicated like social and political theory could get into economics too. That has to do with like a lot of things. But none of those things apply to the Democrat Party. In fact, the actual communists don't even really fuck with the Democrats that much. But yo, JW, oh my God, thank you for the thank you for the 50 gifted subs. Thank you so much for the love. Everybody, please show some love to JW down below in the chat. Thank you so much.
Dean.
What's up, man?
But you hate Trump because of what the media told you about him, right?
Matthew, thank you for the $10 on Venmo. I appreciate you for the love. You know, not because of what the media's told me about him. Like, I generally do my research.
Right. You say he's a great
legacy media.
Okay, hold on. You say he's a rapist and he raped women? No,
raped women.
Well,
Raped a woman, yeah.
He may have. He may have. But that was a long time ago. If he wasn't running for president, like it's all about election and interference. You realize that, right? And all these court cases, none of them would happen.
Okay.
It was all
So
about
let's
election
talk about
interference.
McDonald's here for a second. Do you think that McDonald's would ever hire a adjudicated rapist, like ever?
I mean, McDonald's hires anyone, so probably.
But not like violent offenders like that. Like, you know, they have like a very hard time ever getting a job ever again.
Okay, but what does this have to do with Donald Trump?
Well, if McDonald's wouldn't hire him, maybe the White House shouldn't hire him either.
But he's done it before, hasn't he?
Yeah, sure. And that was before he was held liable.
What do you mean? Yeah, sure. He was the president for 4 years.
But I don't think that changes anything. Like, imagine that someone works at McDonald's for 20 years and then they become an adjudicated
But
rapist.
what
Like,
I'm
McDonald's
saying-
is going to fire them.
But what I'm saying, he wasn't a bad president.
I think he's a pretty bad president. Are you
What do you
Christian by...
mean? He had the greatest economy. He had the strongest border. What are you talking
Yeah.
about, dude?
Zoe, thank you for the fast cheers. Well, do you think, are you Christian by chance?
I am, yes.
If like Donald Trump like wanted to shut down all new Christians from coming into the country, that would be pretty bad, right?
He never said that.
You're right, he didn't, right? Because that'd be really bad. But he did say that he wanted to shut down all new Muslims from coming into the country.
No,
And we have to
that's-
look out for our brothers or sisters regardless of what religion they are. That's what the gospel teaches. Yo, JW going crazy with the subscriptions. Oh my God. Yo, holy shit. Oh my God. Oh, I raised my voice. My mouth really starts hurting, so I can't talk too loud. Oh, that really hurt. But Jade, one moment, CJ, I do apologize. I just got to thank JW. JW, holy shit, with the 150 total gifted subs. I'm so sorry that I can't raise my voice. I just didn't. Like, really hurt my mouth. Ow. But thank you so much, JW. I do really appreciate that, everyone. Please show some love to JW down below in the chat. Thank you so much for the love. That's insane. Thank you so much, JW. I gotta find you and drop you a follow. Seriously, holy shit. Please, everybody show some love to JW. He's literally making it rain in here right now. Thank you, man. But go ahead, CJ.
I guess that was no. Trump never said that. That was created by AI. That little clip that you played. No, don't play it. I've already heard it before. Trump never said that. Being the Christian that he is, he wouldn't have. No. It's just so sad that you listen to everything the media says, but the media is all lies, and you know that, buddy. You know that. You're just,
So how could I convince you that this clip of Trump is not AI?
It's not. Do you have footage? Do you have?
Yeah.
All right, show me. Let me see.
Yeah, for sure, man. CJ, we are going to save you today. We are going to bring you to the right side of history. I actually do want to ask you a question. Are your parents like super conservative? Yeah. All right, here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and play you the clip. 1 second, I gotta fix my my mic. There we go.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States until our country's representatives can figure out what the hell is going on.
Okay, yes, I see. But that doesn't make him a bad person, bro. You know?
CJ, you just told me that he would never say that because of his good Christian values.
Okay,
implying that if he did say that, he'd be doing something that not a good Christian would do.
Okay, well, maybe he did say that, but he also said a lot of stuff, but he doesn't really mean it. You know what I mean?
Well, CJ, I'm gonna move on to the next guest. I hope you have a good rest of your day, man. I hope that you keep on.
You're so lost. It's so sad, dude. Please come to the right side.
Bro,
it's honestly sad. But you're only doing this because you're making millions and millions of dollars.
Man, I wish I made millions and millions of dollars.
No, you are, bro.
No, I'm not. Dude, if I made millions and millions of dollars, I definitely wouldn't be living in an extra bedroom at my brother's house. I wish, man. Maybe one day.
Have a good day. And
yeah, man.
I hope you come to the right side.
Have a good one, CJ. We're gonna move on to our next guest. We're gonna be pretty nice to CJ. Everybody do just gonna give us a minute to get our next guest up in the box, y'all. Everybody just do give us a minute. Hey, what's going on, Justin? Man, hey. Did you vote for Trump?
Of course I voted for Trump. Why wouldn't I?
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, why wouldn't I vote for Trump?
Because he has really bad domestic policy, really bad foreign policy.
Here we go, putting him down. Let's talk about Kamala and let's talk about Biden then. If you want to talk about Trump,
can you call her Harris because you can't pronounce her first name?
Kamala, whatever. Fine.
So you just showed us that you can pronounce her first name, right?
Ricard Harris, whatever. Ricard Harris, that's fine.
Awesome.
No biggie, bro.
So what do you want me to do for you?
Just, I've been watching you guys for a while now.
Thank you for the $1 on Venmo. I appreciate that.
Been watching you, Harry, Parker, you know. Just seeing how disrespectful you guys are, how rude you guys are to the women, how you talk to them like you guys are superior. Like, you know. Like, shut up or out.
I don't think I've like literally. I'm literally being the most respectful I've ever been today because my mouth really hurts and I can't really like get that loud.
Well, you know what? You know what we call that? We call that karma, buddy. We call that karma for all.
Jason, thank you so much for the $10 on Venmo. I appreciate you for the love, Jason.
We call that karma, buddy. That's why your mouth hurts.
A little bit of mouth. I feel like,
buddy.
Most people
I'm talking,
experience
buddy.
a little bit of mouth pain.
It's called karma. You know
everybody, please show some love to Jason for the $10 donation. And Brooke, thank you for the $5 donation on Venmo. You have my sister to vote Harris. Thank you so much for the love, Brooke. Go ahead.
It's called karma, dude. That's why your mouth hurts. Why don't you go to the dentist with all this money that you're making? Go get it looked at instead of being on here trying to make it like your job when we all know it's not your job, bud. It's not your job. You don't get paid. You get paid by the DNC, bud. That's all we know.
Okay, Justin, with all due respect, you just like very like clearly contradicted yourself. You said that I should like take all the money I'm making from here to go to the dentist.
And go see the dentist.
But then you followed that up by saying that I don't make any money.
It's called karma that your mouth hurts because of the way you talk to women.
Because of the way that I talk to... Dude, I'm pretty sure... You are like a very misogynistic man. I know who you are.
No, dude. I'm not unconscious or conscious or whatever the fuck you said.
Matthew, thank you so much for the $6 and the 66 cents to go to the dentist. And Kayla, thank you for the $5 on Venmo for respecting women. Hey, Justin, if my mouth hurting was like karma, then how come I just got like $12 worth of donations for the dentist?
Maybe it's not karma. Maybe you got some maybe you got mono or gonorrhea from Harry and Parker probably, bro. Maybe you got some gonorrhea mono or something from them. Because, you guys write
$3 on Venmo, and Matt, thank you for the $10 on Venmo saying that the guest is insufferable, and I appreciate you for the gifted sub. I appreciate it so much.
Mono or some shit like that, bro. I would go to a doctor and get checked out, bro.
I'm gonna ask you a question. Why is it always the conservative straight men that daydream about me, Parker, and Harry having gay sex?
Because of Because of the way you guys ride for each other, bro. You guys
Brooke,
ride so
thank you for
hard
the $2 on Venmo saying go to the dentist. And Jessica, thank you so much for the $5 on PayPal from the DNC. I appreciate you for the love.
You probably got some mono gonorrhea or some shit going on, bro.
Like, I literally, like, dude, I want to make, like, a meme out of it. Where I'm like, no, I'm straight. And then, like, the conservative straight guys, like, no, you're attracted to men. And then, like, again, like, no, I'm straight. Then, like, the conservative straight guy, no, you're attracted to guys. You know, like, dude, it's, Kylie, thank you for the $3 on Venmo. Kalir, thank you for the $5 on Venmo. Sydney, thank you for the $1 on Venmo. Like, Erica, thank you so much for the $10 on Venmo. I appreciate you for the love. Hal, thank you for the $2 on Venmo. It's already in my mouth. Shout out to Stone Nose Hal.
I think you got mono, bro. I think you got mono gonorrhea, some shit like that.
I think
Maybe
that this is just like a
there's
modern day
syphilis going on in there,
representation
too.
of how like the conservative men can't handle rejection. Like the girl's like, no, I got a boyfriend. He's like, give me your number. No, I got a boyfriend. Give me your number.
Bro, I do
No,
have a girlfriend.
No, I'm straight.
Actually, I have a fiance.
you're
I'm
gay.
like, you probably,
No, I'm straight.
You probably have
No,
Parker,
you know what I
and you
mean?
guys dress up. So who takes turns wearing the dress between you, Harry, and Parker?
I don't know. What did you write first in the Wattpad story that you wrote last 3 a.m. on a Saturday night? Who wore the
What?
dress in your Wattpad story, buddy?
Nah, bro. I'm happily
Alice,
taken,
thank
bro.
you so much for the $20 on PayPal. I appreciate you for the
I'm
love.
happily taken,
Everybody,
bro.
please show some love to Alice down below in the chat. And Anna, thank you so much for the $3 on Venmo as well. And Goda, thank you so much for the $5 on PayPal. And Anna, thank you so much for the $20 on Venmo. Sadist assistance from Stay Alive. Oh no, I need to slow down. Sydney, thank you for the $5 on Venmo for the mono treatment. And Alana, thank you for the $10 on Venmo saying to feel better soon, Dean. I do appreciate you for the love. Thank you so much, Alana. And Grace, thank you for the $1 on Venmo for the Wattpad fanfic fun. I appreciate you guys for the love. Oh, I gotta start talking a lot slower and lower because my mouth really hurts when I get loud. Hello, Elijah. Did you vote for Trump?
Hey, can you hear me?
Again.
Hey, man. Well, I'm honestly surprised I'm on this live. I've been watching for almost an hour, I think, now, man.
Nice.
So,
Tegan, thank you for the $5 on Venmo for a new dress. Thank you.
what was
Did
that?
you vote for
Brian?
Trump?
I did, yes.
So why did you vote for Trump, man?
Man, I think Trump is a strong leader for America.
Patrick, thank you for the live on air. So why do you think he's a stronger leader than Kamala Harris? And Tanisha, thank you for the $2 on PayPal saying yell big sister general. I can't yell.
My bad, bro. I didn't mean to interrupt. But, no, just people nowadays think as Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, they view us as a weak country, bro. With him back in office, back in 2020, you know, we had peace, everything was fine. To me, I feel like the economy was
We
fine.
had peace in 2020. There's millions of people dying from COVID.
Peace as in no wars.
No wars. Under Trump, we had a Kurdish war caused by our pull out of Kurdistan, where we left 60,000 Kurds to straight up die from starvation. We also had a proxy war with Russia and Syria with boots on the ground, a Yemen genocide, the continuation of the war in Afghanistan, and 65 service members dead.
Were we funding those wars?
We were engaging in them, yeah. Or we caused them. We were either engaging in them or we caused them. And Sarah, thank you so $20 on Venmo saying feel better, get yourself some DoorDash. Thank you for the love, Sarah. Everybody, please do show some love to Sarah. I appreciate you guys for the donations. I think I'm going to use a handful of them to go out and get some like real nice ice cream and watch some Dexter laying in bed or something after I'm done. And I'm probably only going to do about 3 hours today because I feel like shit. But go ahead, man.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, bro, back then, you know, I was able to afford, you know, gas is at its all-time highest right now. You know, I could, back then I could also afford groceries. Now I have to go out of my way. I'm spending about $500 in groceries, you know, about almost $1,000 a month on gas.
Wait, $1,000 a month on gas?
Yeah, man. Well, I live pretty far from my work. It's
okay, yeah, $1,000 a month on gas is insane. I drive a gas guzzler. Like my average like MPG is like 13 to 14 miles a gallon, and I don't spend nearly that much on gas.
No, I know that. But like I said, I work 40 hours. 40 miles to work each day, there and back.
I hear you. I'll believe
work on a
whatever.
ranch.
Groceries and gas got more expensive. I get it. How did the Biden-Harris administration cause these things to get more expensive?
Well, okay, so starting with that, the whole southern border, allowing more immigrants to get pumped into our country, that's obviously right, raising our raising our prices, our tax, property. What was that?
How? How is immigration causing prices to increase? They add to
Well,
the labor
more-
pool,
more
meaning that we have
population.
better means to produce more goods, which, if anything, is adding more supply into the economy. And then also, as we consider that the socioeconomic standing of these migrants, right, are really not that good, right, because we don't have the best social safety nets built for them, or the best pathway to being like a working citizen, because the Republican Party hasn't put a focus on it for the last 30 years. I'd say that they'd actually generate more of a supply side economy than a demand side economy, which would, if anything, reduce the level of inflation with a higher level of demand.
So
Sorry,
you-
with a higher level of supply.
So you think with 20 million immigrants getting pumped in this country is helping us out?
Well, we know it is. It's going to add $7 trillion to the GDP over the course of the next 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah. But so could you please tell me like how that caused inflation?
No, I mean, hey, man, I'm here to get educated. You educated me on that. But my thing is, how do you... I always wanted to know why people...
Alexis, thank you for the
Kamala.
$3 on Venmo.
What are
Thank you.
your reasonings for Kamala? Why do you think she's a good leader?
Kamala.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
sure. She has significantly better character and policy. I think if you would just want to see how good of a leader she is, watch her debate with Trump, and then watch the the concession speech she gave after she lost. I've never seen a more inspiring, professional, and presidential speech in modern U.S. history. But then about her policy, it was just more focused on the average American. It was more focused around an actual plan compared to rhetoric. Then Donald Trump is a 34-count felon rapist that tried to coup the country and rig the outcome of the 2020 election. All else illegal, that's someone that we should just never elect back into power.
So then, do you believe in the whole coup on the whole Biden situation and all that?
What do you mean?
So they're saying that they threw Biden out of the presidential election for Kamala.
No, Biden dropped out because he had a lower chance of winning, and then he endorsed Kamala Harris, and then she overtook the ticket. And I don't see anything wrong with that.
No, I never said there's anything wrong about it, my man. I'm just trying to get your views and where you stand with Kamala.
Okay. Her name is pronounced Kamala. If you can't pronounce it right, feel free just to call her by Harris.
All right, my bad. I'll say Harris from now on.
No worries. Well, Elijah, is there anything else that you wanted to go over?
No, man. I'm just here to listen real quick. You know, I don't want to waste your time or anything. Just can you give me a little rundown of the whole, Democratic Party and all that?
A rundown of the Democratic Party. I don't know how I'd be able to.
I'm sorry. I misspoke. Of her, like what she represents.
KamalaHarris.com/issues. I do appreciate you for coming up, Elijah. I appreciate your curiosity. I think a better place for you is just to watch this stream and to have these sources so you could do the research, right, and compare it to being on the stream and debating. But I do appreciate you for the love. And it is a little bit too late for that, but it is good to know what she represents, so you know who to vote for in another 4 years. Hey, what's up, Official Alpha?
Yo, bro. So I'm not really sure to vote at all. I just don't believe that your vote actually means anything because, I probably would have voted for Kamala, but it just looked like when I watched the election, everything was all red and there was only a few blue, states, and I'm just all well, what's the point of putting my vote in?
So there's more blue states. Why are those states red? Official Alpha?
Why are they red? What aren't they
Because
red?
Republicans put their vote in. Why aren't they blue? Because 10 million less Democrats this election cycle compared to last didn't put their vote in.
And then I just feel as though that he spent money and rigged the votes again.
Trump?
Oh yeah, Trump, because he rigged the votes last election, and that's how he got that.
He tried to, but he ultimately failed. But he could only do what he tried to do because he was the president, right? He wouldn't be able to do that this election cycle. I just don't believe that you're real. So we're going to go to move on. I'm sorry. I don't believe that you're real. Quite frankly, I don't believe that you're real. Quite frankly. I can't even do my Trump voice. Fuck, man. Terrible. You are driving. You are driving, so we're going to go to move on to our next guest. Fuck, dude. Oh, my mouth hurts. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. All right, our next guest is loading up in. What's up? Did you vote for Trump?
No, I just wanted to say that you're amazing and keep doing what you're doing.
Hey, I appreciate you so much for the love. Thank you. Moving on to our next guest. You guys, please, if you are in the queue, make sure that you did vote for Trump. We're just looking for debates. We're a little bit more calm and chilled today because I'm in a lot of pain. If you do want to support me, all my Venmo, my PayPal, or my bio, I get 100% of the proceeds on those platforms. What's up, you guys? Did y'all vote for Trump? Okay, they're not here.
I definitely did.
Gerard, you did. Okay. Yo, Leela, thank you for the $5 on PayPal saying feel better soon. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Leela. So, Gerard, why did you vote for Trump?
Because of the mismanagement of my country over the last 4 years.
Name one bad policy that the Biden-Harris administration put into law that mismanaged the country, sir.
I'm going to say the Inflation Reduction Act. There are pieces of it that we're still feeling the effects from, like the methane tax that's going into effect, and also the CAMT. I personally believe that when you tax billionaires, they tax us back.
So the methane tax is in the Inflation Reduction Act. What are the effects of that you're feeling?
So the methane tax is going to be $900 for every ton of greenhouse gas that's emitted. And those are from major companies. And if you look at Vistra Energy down in Texas, they emitted 111 million tons of greenhouse gas. So when they pay more for their overhead, I don't think they're going to give us a break in prices.
Oh, shit, this didn't apply until this year. So, I mean, if your claim is that the methane tax caused higher levels of inflation, right, well, it is the case that we have the same levels of inflation today that we had pre-pandemic Trump-era economics, right? And we had higher levels of inflation prior to the introduction of the methane tax. Not to mention that, ultimately speaking, I think that the methane tax is a good thing, right? It's just further disincentivizing companies from, like, non-renewable greenhouse gases. But you wouldn't be able to attribute the methane tax listed within the Inflation Reduction Act to, like, any high levels of inflation.
Oh, so what I'm saying is that's coming up for us, and also that corporate alternative minimum tax, that CAMT tax, we're already feeling the effects of that because companies like Walmart are paying more. They said they wanted to go after billionaires, and they did. Well, they paid $15 billion in taxes between 22 and 23. This is why your ground beef is higher, because you can't put a tariff on a cow from Nebraska.
So the CAMT imposed a 15% minimum tax adjusted financial statement income of, like, large corporations for the taxable years beginning after 2022. So you're saying that massive corporations in our country should be paying less than 15%?
Yes. Well, I'm saying that they're
unreal.
Wait. What I'm saying is their tax plan coincided with Trump's tax cuts, which created some conflict of interest with business. Correct?
No, because they raised the Donald Trump had the corporate tax rate at 21%. But this would impose a 15% minimum tax for the adjusted financial statement, which basically says that now, at the end of the day, these corporations won't be able to get around, right, taxation in the slightest. Right? Not to mention that I don't think that increasing the corporate tax rate is a bad thing. I don't think that this leads to any undesirable outcomes to a certain extent.
Okay, so, well, what we can see is, I'm going to ask you, when a company pays more in overhead, are they likely to cut prices and hire people?
So your hypothesis is increasing the corporate tax rate will cause there to be less job availability and higher prices, but we could just use empirics to refute that. Like, for instance, we had really high corporate tax rates in the 60s and 70s with like record low rates of unemployment and very low levels of inflation, not to mention that we had significantly higher corporate tax rates under Obama compared to Trump with lower levels of inflation.
Correct. So what was going on in the 60s that was different from now? It would have been the population, right? It would have been the industry that people had to work in. So that's why you were able to do taxes in a different way. I mean, taxes were only supposed to be temporary, correct?
So higher levels of corporate tax will only lead to inflation and and more joblessness with a certain level of population. I don't see any evidence to believe that that's true.
Yeah.
Oh, so God would restrict the will of a woman from getting an abortion?
He would. You know he would. He would. You know he would.
About freedom of choice.
Oh God.
So I just want to clarify. So God would restrict someone's free will?
Of abortion.
No, he certainly wouldn't.
You
which
think?
implies here that
You think
God's
he would
not
let people get
pro-life.
abortion if it was
He
100%
does.
up to him?
He does.
No.
He does. There's millions of abortions happening every year. God
Yeah,
lets
but
those
it's
women
because
get
of free
abortion.
will. It's
Wait, is
because
God
of
all
free will.
powerful? Can God infringe upon that free will?
No, he gives people the. He gives people. No, he can't. He already
Wait,
gave people.
so God's not all powerful?
Yeah, he is, but he gave people
So
free
he
will.
could infringe upon their free will.
He could have if he didn't give people free will.
Wait, no. He can infringe upon their free will, but he chooses not to, right?
He can't anymore. He already gave people free will.
Okay, so then God's not all powerful.
He is, but he gave people
So-
free will purposely.
No, okay, Patrick, you're fucking stupid. If God was all
I'm
powerful,
stupid.
then we wouldn't see a logically possible limit in his powers, right?
Yeah.
But you're positing, right, that does God possess the power of limiting your free will?
Okay.
No,
No.
Patrick.
No.
So if God doesn't possess a power of limiting your free will, then this would make the implication that God is not all powerful.
Okay. Well, God is all powerful, and that's
Does that imply that God possesses all powers?
so. Okay, if God was real, you don't think he is. If he was, would you think?
No.
he's all powerful?
No. Would you agree with me that calling God all powerful would imply that God possesses all possible powers?
Yeah.
Okay, right? Would you say that infringing on someone's free will by putting them in jail or just stopping them from doing an action is a possible power?
I have a question
Yeah?
for you.
Yeah, you know the answer is yeah. So that means that if God's all powerful, God can limit people's free will.
Okay. No, that's just not how he wants to run things. He doesn't want to be like a dictator.
Exactly. So God can limit the will of a woman from
You
getting
think-
an
you
abortion.
think- you think
but
he
doesn't,
supports
right?
abortion?
So it is the case that God, literally, fucking descriptively speaking, is pro-choice. God's not pro-life, so why aren't you, buddy? Also, stop with like the gibberish nonsense. Just like be a fucking human, right? Engage in an actual constructive conversation. Don't be a little rock. You know what I mean? You came in here talking about how much you love Bryce Hall. No shit, you're a dumbass, but like holy shit, like try to show us those two big brain cells, buddy.
I never said I loved Bryce Hall.
No, you didn't need to say that part out loud.
I just said that he would beat your ass, and you know he would.
Oh wait, I actually even posted a TikTok about it. Yeah, no, he definitely beat me in a boxing match. I mean, when you have two people with like one having like 40 to 60 pounds over the other person, of course they're gonna win. He'd prove that he could beat someone up half his size. I'm gonna prove that some of the biggest influencers on this platform, publicly supporting Trump, have no brain and
What's wrong
not
with
a
publicly
second of
supporting
thought
Trump?
behind what they stand in front of.
I just heard a whole yap session.
No. It's just you couldn't understand it, not because I made no sense, but because it made no sense to you.
No, it made sense. You were just yapping.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, that's kind of like the whole point of my platform is to come on here and speak with language and describe why you're wrong.
And Tim Waltz is also
like God, those stupid Harvard professors that educate their children for so many hours a day. They're yappers, pro yappers, yapping. That's just like intellectual brain rot. Like I'm up here, like telling you exactly why what you believe in is logically contradictory and wrong, and then you're like, oh yap, like bro, like dude, go get some Doritos, sit on the toilet and watch like Cocomelon for another 4 hours, bro. Like
All
holy
right,
shit, this just isn't the place for you.
I also think Tim Walz is a terrible VP, and like what he did in Minnesota, he the rioting and all that, he let him take down the what's it called, the police. Forgot the word of it. Anyway, yeah, that was a terrible move on his part. I live in Minnesota, and he is a terrible. He's just done terribly.
Yeah. Donald Trump said that he handled it greatly.
Yeah, and that's because he wanted to be like, he wanted to be supportive. You don't drag him down in that situation. He's under a lot of stress. You don't drag him down. You lift him up. But Trump.
So you're saying that Donald Trump lied?
Yeah, he tried to bring him up. He lied.
See, that's the thing, Patrick. You just assume, right, like very like impossible, right, things to be the case. And like Donald Trump's definitely not supportive. If Donald Trump was supportive, maybe he wouldn't have raped a woman. If Donald Trump was supportive, maybe he wouldn't have tried to. Oh, he did, yeah.
It's not for sure though. Like it's probably like 60% he did, 40% he did.
I'd say that we know it's clear beyond a reasonable shadow of a doubt. Can you name the reasonable doubt to the evidence submitted to the civil court?
The reasonable doubt is because right when he becomes bigger and famous than he's ever been, then it comes about. Right during his presidency, that's when it comes about. That's pretty odd. Seems strange to me. I'm not saying that.
No, I don't think that's odd or strange in the slightest. I'll even just accept you in believing that the only reason E. Jean Carroll brought forth the civil charges was because he was the president of the United States of America. And I'll fucking commend her, give her a handshake, and call her a true American patriot because she wants to inform the electorate and make sure that they know exactly who they're voting for, that being an adjudicated fucking rapist.
So if Trump's this bad, why was the election not close?
Why was the election not close? Well, I mean, I'd say that the election was close. And
312.
Either people are uneducated on this. Okay, well, we're talking about population, not the Electoral College.
Trump won the majority vote. That's like embarrassing for Democrats.
Wait, so first, Donald Trump can win the majority vote while the election
That was not supposed to happen. That was not supposed to happen.
But the election can still be close even though
312 electoral votes is well over what he needed.
When we look at like the population vote, he only won by like a handful of a million. I'd say that that's relatively close. But you're saying, oh, if Trump's actually this bad, well then why do majority of Americans support him? It's because majority of Americans are like dumbasses. Do you know like majority of Germans supported Hitler? Does that mean that Hitler wasn't a bad leader?
He was a brainwasher.
Did you know that 79% of
he was a good leader in some ways. He brought the country up, but he was a terrible human
This
being.
is like the issue with these people. Of course, they're going to come up here and say that Hitler is a good leader. Of course, every single time. You guys are fucking Nazis. I swear to God.
Put words in my mouth, then.
No, you just said that sometimes he's a good leader. Like you're never. Oh my God.
He built the country up from the ground, and he
absolutely
made people.
Sick.
He made people. He brainwashed people into terrible things. He was a terrible human being.
And I'd say that there's a lot of Americans today that are brainwashed into believing false narratives about Donald Trump without good reason.
I'm not saying that you're wrong.
You deny the civil court that held him liable for sexual abuse, and you deny that Donald Trump is an adjudicated rapist. You deny that he raped E. Jean Carroll, and then you sit here and you posit like inexplainable hypotheses insofar as to reject the findings of the court and to blame the victim. Like you are a victim of brainwashing alongside millions of others of Americans.
I never said
how
that.
many shut the fuck up. How many Republicans do you know that will attribute like inflation and economic turmoils over the last 4 years to like Biden and Harris? Every single fucking one will, right? So many will. But was that caused by them? Not at all. It's caused by the pandemic. Right?
So
70% of Republicans today think that Trump won 2020 and that there was voter fraud at the hand of Biden.
No.
Katrina, thank you for $1 Venmo. Like, yes, it is 70%. That's coming from a Republican study.
Okay. Well, that's just a guess. You have to ask.
No,
every
it's from
Republican.
polling.
You have to
No, you
ask
don't. You
every-
don't have to ask every Republican. No.
to get the exact answer. You would.
No, you don't. Dude. Are you a statistician?
No.
Tell me how polling and sample sizing is done insofar as mathematically guaranteeing a representation over like the whole population. Please tell me how that's done.
The main reason I voted for Trump is because
They use math. They could use math to determine what size of sample size they need for like a representation of the population to speak for the entirety of the population, and then they'll introduce a margin of error to distribute potential sways in the votes when we would size up from the sample size to the entirety of the population, ensuring a minimum threshold insofar as which percentage of the Republicans would say that Trump won 2020.
Yeah.
It's math, it's statistics, it's data science, and of course the anti-intellectualist Trump voter over here is going to deny it all without knowing a damn thing.
All right, so why was the economy so good when Trump was in office?
In like 2018, because we just saw continued economic trends onset by Obama's administration, and he didn't.
Okay, so if Biden do you think Biden did good?
Did Biden do good with his policy? Yeah.
So then Trump should look good again there if he doesn't fuck it up. Huh?
Yeah.
So he's going to look good. He's going to go down he's going to go down as one of the better presidents we've ever had by that logic.
Oh, no, absolutely not, because I know that he'll fuck it up with his tariffs. They're inflationary and destroy U.S. exports, which will ultimately have rebounding impacts upon our GDP and economy as a whole.
So you called Trump
It also
a
doesn't
racist?
speak for his policy.
Do you think Abraham Lincoln was a racist?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I was going to get you. Yeah. All right, no. Yeah, I think he is too, but he was going to ship like a bunch of African Americans back to Africa.
Abraham Lincoln was like incredibly racist. No, not a lot of people know that. He
No.
said that like the only reason he stood against slavery was because that's how that it's just like what most people wanted or whatever the fuck. Yeah, I mean I didn't know this about Abraham Lincoln, but it was true. But regardless of that, can you name one Trump policy for the economy that you think will be good?
I think he is mainly for the upper class, but I think he is gonna end what? Are you saying that's not true?
No, it is. I like to see that realization.
And if Biden did good enough, then the middle class and the lower class are going to be better off too.
So can you answer my question on one economic policy of Trump's that you like?
I have to look one up. I don't know any of them off the top of my head.
God, kid, why are you debating with such like a cocky ego without knowing even any of his policy, bro? Like, dude, I'm
probably
telling
older
you,
than you.
if you're gonna be like a cocky, egotistical son of a bitch in these debates, like you have to like be like educated. You know what I mean?
Would you say that to me like if I was right in front of you?
Yeah.
You'd call me a son? Okay. I'd literally Bryce all you. I'd Bryce all you.
Oh yeah, of course. Like the 24-year-old white guy is gonna get so mad because some 20-year-old liberals
You're
dumped
like
him on the internet.
You're like a
so you're willing to
20-year-old
catch
white
a
guy.
charge. No shit.
140
Oh,
pound.
wow. Are we surprised that like the 24-year-old white conservative is willing to
I'm
catch
26.
a charge because a liberal on the internet's pissing him off? No one's surprised.
I'm
No
not
one
gonna
batted
catch a
an eye.
charge.
No,
I'm not
literally
gonna
no
catch a
one bat
charge.
an eye. Dude, of course you'd want to throw a punch because I'm smarter than you and disagree with you. Toxic masculinity at its finest, little bro.
No, you just called me a dumbass, and I'm not going to let a grown man talk to me like that.
Oh wow,
It's-
yeah.
it's
of
like-
course.
it's like
Don't
it's
let
a
it
mutual
slide. Don't let it
respect.
slide.
It's
Don't let
a
it
it's a
slide.
mutual respect. It's a mutual
Oh,
respect.
so if you
Obviously,
uphold
your dad
mutual
didn't teach you
respect,
that.
well, then you'll perfectly understand when you come up in my
Obviously, your
life,
daddy didn't
right?
teach you that.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, good boy. Well, if you would uphold mutual respect, well, then you would probably understand when you come up in my space saying Bryce Hall's going to beat your ass, and I turn around and call you a dumbass, that if anything, you very well deserved it. Because remember, it goes both ways, right? So, I mean, if we want to go back into the time where mutual respect is not earned, it's deserved, or not deserved, it's earned, whatever the hell. Of course, when you come up here and start to say that shit, of course I'm going to call you a dumbass. But with all due respect, sir, I think that you should probably go get a cup of ice and hold it very close to your ass and start the healing process.
What?
You should go get
maybe
a
you
cup of
should,
ice and
because,
hold it
like,
close to your ass and start the healing process after I bruised it so bad.
Now you're making like things weird. What?
I mean,
Why you
yeah,
gotta
your
make
ass is
things
obviously bruised. That's not weird. That's just a byproduct of talking to Dean fucking Withers as a cocky, egotistical,
Dean fucking
20-year-old white
Withers.
conservative
Holy
with terrible
shit.
views and no background information on what you believe in and why.
Yeah. Maybe you should like take the ice because you know what BTA stands for? Like, can you say it for me? Like BTA. Do you know what it stands for?
Nope.
No. It stands for like belt to ass. It's like a trend. And that's kind of what happened in this like 2024 election cycle. It was belt to ass. 312 to like 222. Is that correct?
Very close. So Trump won in the Electoral College. Yeah.
And it wasn't close.
And it wasn't close. That's right.
No. So maybe you should take the ice pack.
Because we like lost in the election.
Yeah, and
No, I'm not gonna
TikTok-
take the low road. I'm gonna take the high road. The high road. bro.
Oh, you're gonna take
I'm
the
over
high
here
road.
educating people. Hell yeah. See, I
Take the
like
high
the thing
road.
that I don't think that you realize here is like first of all, it's funny that MAGA is still as miserable today as they were before the election. Even you don't
No, I'm
care about
happier
Trump
than
winning.
shit that
If
Trump won.
anything, you probably don't like it because you need to rely on the victim complex in order to have a common theme for your movement. And then B, right, it's also the case that like I'm sitting over here flaming you and then you're going to be like, oh, Trump won, you lost, scoreboard. The fuck? Yeah, Trump won and somehow you're still losing. Like, holy shit.
But that doesn't mean that's what's actually happening.
No, their children aren't being fed because Israel's stopping the aid from going in.
Right. Yeah, that's actually factually incorrect. Israel.
I'm so sorry. Why would the U.S. State Department lie about Israel blocking aid?
Well,
The U.S. State Department explicitly condemned Israel for failing to allow a sufficient amount of aid into the territory. Do you think they lied about that? Do you think Israel's largest ally lied about Israel failing to allow aid going in?
Okay, I can answer this question in two ways. First of all, the Democratic Party has never been 100% for the Israeli side. You can think that, that's fair, but
Biden sent $1 billion in additional military aid to Israel. Do you think that man would lie about Israel blocking food aid into Gaza?
Again, when you say block, they have maybe postponed.
Yes, they have explicitly blocked.
I'm saying they maybe have postponed it from coming in, but it has gone
Definitely.
in.
They've directly denied it.
Right, but it eventually got in.
According to the U.S. State Department, not nearly a sufficient amount of aid has been allowed within Gaza, and a record low amount of aid within the past 3 months have been allowed in.
So I'm surprised.
So it is not getting in.
How are like barely any? I wouldn't say barely, but wouldn't the numbers be way higher if people are not getting fed enough?
According to basically all reports we have, there is an imminent mass famine within Gaza right now. Yeah.
Okay, I'm still.
So those are the numbers we have. So once again, you're not actually. You're moving from point to point to point. And I allowed you to get away with the whataboutism. Now we're going to go back to the actual argument, and you can have that secondary argument if you want. You said that Israel actually does want to help the Palestinians have a state. Bibi Netanyahu has claimed the West Bank as part of Israel, and the finance minister that he appointed to that position has currently ordered preparations for a full-scale annexation of the West Bank. Does that look like the actions of people who want a Palestinian state?
I mean, you realize it's like, yeah, obviously I can agree with you. Yeah, maybe it doesn't sound like it. It doesn't, I mean, Israel's proven throughout its history that they do not want to annex the Palestinian people.
I'm sorry. They have annexed. They have annexed a majority of Palestinians' territory.
Right. Why?
Because they won it.
No, because it was result of after a war that was engaged on them, and
but that doesn't give them a right to the new land. That doesn't give them a right to expel citizens.
You can legally take land if it's for security reasons. Yes, of course.
Oh, that's interesting. You can't. Sorry. You can't ever legally annex land for security purposes. That's not true. The ICJ has ruled on this extensively. You can militarily occupy territory. Do you know the difference between those two things?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you agree with my proposition there?
I might not be 100% notified, but yeah, let's say I agree with you. Okay, for the purpose of this debate. Okay.
Israel has annexed a huge portion, a majority of Palestinians' territory. That's illegal. They have no right to do that because self-defense doesn't justify annexation. It just logically can't. So no, it wasn't legal under international law. If you want to pull legality, let's talk about it. But no, Israel doesn't want to respect the Palestinians' land claims. Once again, the current government doesn't believe there should be a Palestinian state. They have said the two-state solution is dead.
I mean, of course.
You're living in delusion if you think anything else. I don't know. What even are you arguing?
No.
Right? Do you think they just don't deserve it because they have bad leaders? Like, what is the actual argument? Because you came in here. Yeah. I just want to hold you accountable to what you said, right?
Yeah.
You said Israel does want to help the Palestinians get a state. Do you stand by that?
Long term, yes. Short term, no.
Long term, how? Okay. Long term, how does them annexing the West Bank in the long term aid them, the Palestinians, having a state?
Again, you say that they want to annex, and maybe
they do. The finance minister chosen by Bibi Netanyahu does. Bibi Netanyahu has presented multiple maps showing the West Bank as part of Israel. Do we want to argue this point again?
You can argue it. At the end of the day, the only thing that would prove it is the future, right? You can argue and say whatever you think. The future is going to prove if that's right or not. And
then you're saying, okay, do you have any evidence for what you're saying? Because I have every piece of evidence for what I'm saying.
My evidence is the fact that all throughout history, the Israelis wanted to create peace and give them a state, but the Palestinian people did not. Do you realize that? Do you disagree with that?
It's not true. The Palestinian people recognized the two-state solution in the Oslo Accord.
Six peace offers were offered.
You're just wrong. You're just wrong.
Yeah.
In the Camp David summit, they recognized a Israeli state.
Okay.
You're wrong.
So you're talking about so that's 1 out of 6 peace agreements.
Wait, no, you were wrong. Just to be clear. The words that came out of your mouth, I care about facts, you were incorrect. You were not correct in saying the Palestinians never wanted a two-state solution. That's not true.
Okay, so why did the Camp David?
Okay, cool. I'm just going to stop you there. Cool. It is important when you say things that they are true. What you said was not true. Why did you believe that? Did you not know about the Oslo Accords?
Oh, Oslo Accords are not the Camp David summit.
Did you not know? But under the Oslo Accords, once again, the right to an Israeli state was reaffirmed.
Okay.
So that's actually two, my love. Did you not know about the Camp David summit?
Of course I knew about the Camp David. I'm asking why.
Okay. So then why did you say that the Palestinians never agreed to an Israeli state?
Okay,
They
so
did.
what happened? Why did it fall?
I'm sorry, no, but
No, I'm asking you. Why did it fall?
You asked me plenty of questions.
Yeah.
Why did you say something that was factually incorrect? Did you not know? Were you lying? What went on there?
No, I mean, if you're, I know that we offered 6-piece offers. Israel's offered 6-piece offers, and it's fallen every single time. Reasoning behind them were usually the Palestinian people not accepting Israel as a state. If you say that,
I just want to know what you didn't know. Did you not know that Yasser Arafat accepted and recognized the right to an Israeli state?
He might
not know that.
He might have.
Did you not know? Wait, he might have. Did you not know? Are you denying that fact?
I'm not denying that fact. That might be true.
Okay, did you not know that fact?
I didn't know that fact that he.
You didn't?
I didn't. I said I didn't.
Okay, then there we are. That makes sense. Yeah, so the Palestinians have recognized the right to an Israeli state. And they have actually followed through with it, following the Oslo Accords. For example, the PLO has respected their side of the Oslo Accords. Israel hasn't. Israel has habitually disrespected the Oslo Accords, as they recently did by illegally invading Rafah with one of the largest offensives since 2002. If we're going to point fingers here, right, I don't think it's helpful to point fingers as an entire people group, but if we're going to do it, right, Israel, which has exponentially more money, exponentially more military expertise and power, right, has habitually used that military expertise, power, and military funding to oppress the Palestinians, whereas the Palestinians, by and large, have been and have recognized international law under the PLO, through the PA, for example, because they are observing members of the UN. They haven't been condemned by the UN as extensively as Israel has, because they haven't violated international human rights or fundamental international law as much as Israel does. This just doesn't make any sense. If we want to talk about a terrorist group like Hamas, we can talk about a terrorist group like Hamas, which the PLO, the PA, the rightful rulers of Palestine currently, the legal rulers of Palestine, also condemn. What are we talking about?
Yeah, I was. First of all, I was talking about Gaza mostly. That's one, and the Gazan people.
They're a minority of Palestinians.
Well, yeah, there's still 2.2 million people.
Mm-hmm.
But
you use Palestine. Gaza isn't all. I mean, Palestine,
Israel.
right?
No, but Israel and the West Bank, the PLO, have much less problems, and it's way more diplomatic than Israel and Hamas.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Then why did Israel do one of the largest military offensives since 2002 in 2024? Why did they do that?
Because there's still Hamas members inside.
Nope, they're not.
Yes,
nope, not even Israel claims that there are.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
That wasn't their justification. Read up on your Zionist propaganda better.
It's not Zionist propaganda, brother.
It is. Nope. I'm so sorry. They said it was. They did not claim it was because of Hamas. They claimed that it was because of independent, disparate freedom fighters and a protection of the settlements. Just wrong.
I mean, sure, you can say that. It doesn't mean.
Yeah, I actually read the releases from Israel.
Brother, you know you can twist any point you want to sound like what you think. I know what Israel stands
It's not twisting. I'm saying things that are true. You're bringing absolutely nothing. And also, just to be clear, prove anything I've said to be wrong. I've proven multiple direct claims on your side to be incorrect.
Yeah,
you claim the Palestinians never accepted the right of Israel to a state. That is factually incorrect. Right, you're just factually wrong. So I don't know why we would have any hubris in this discussion right now when you said things that are flagrantly wrong.
Why did the Camp David summit fall through? Why? That's why I asked you. Why did it fall through?
I mean,
they accepted it. The question is,
because Israel wasn't. I mean, why did negotiations between two states that have a series of disagreements fall through? Because they couldn't settle their disagreements. Right.
Okay. So
the person who got
yeah,
I would say. It was because Israel was unable to follow the international law and recognize the right of return. That is, when you look at accounts of what happened at the Camp David summit, it's very, very clear the primary point of contention within that summit was the right of return within Israel. And had Israel respected the right of return, which would have had actually quite de minimis effects on the population in Israel, then it probably would have gone through. What's funny here is Israel has a legal obligation to the right of return. The ICJ has ruled on this multiple times. So all the Palestinians were asking was for Israel to follow the law, and actually the Palestinians were willing to take land concessions for that. Right? They were giving, I believe it was 3% of the West Bank they were giving up, and end the claims of integral Israel, which they have a rightful claim to under the partition plan and under the 1967 war. So Palestinians were willing to give concessions to their legal rights. Israel was not willing to give concessions on stop committing crimes.
They did
so if we want to take blame, I'm going to blame the people that refuse to follow the law.
They didn't accept the partition plan, so I don't understand that point. They never accepted the partition
plan. The partition plan, by Israel accepting it, became legally valid, at least against Israel. So Palestinians would maintain a right against Israel by merit of their unilateral acceptance of a treaty proposed by the UN. Does that make sense?
It makes sense, but I mean...
Okay, there we are. So I hope you understand that point. What's your actual response to this? Negotiations fell through. That doesn't mean they lost their fundamental human rights. And it certainly doesn't mean Israel's the good guy when literally, at least in part, Israel failed to accept a deal that Yasser Arafat offered that was almost the best way to describe this is Yasser Arafat said, hey, Palestinians will give you these concessions. All we want you to do is follow the law. That's damn close to the deal that Yasser Arafat did. And yet Israel was unwilling to accept it because it would threaten their ethnicity.
I don't know exactly any specific point of what
seems to be a theme here.
Yeah, it seems to be a theme with everything. And also, again, you can...
No, it's not a theme with me. I can go into specifics.
No, because, again, I don't know. We still haven't touched... Mostly, you're kind of, saying and not saying exactly what... Do you think what Hamas did in any way, shape, or form...
I mean, you never asked me about what Hamas did. I'm not twisting.
Because we jumped...
But if you want to talk about the Camp David Summit, talk about Camp David Summit. You want to move away from that discussion? You want to talk about Hamas?
Yeah, I'm
not the one twisting a knots here. I'm the one trying to actually have one conversation. If you want to talk about Hamas, let's talk about Hamas, but don't blame me for not answering questions you didn't ask.
Right, but you're always just blaming Israel, but you're never looking.
Yep, because Israel is damn well to blame.
Right. So you think Hamas has nothing to do with the Palestinian people, and they're actually amazing for the Palestinian people? That's how you look at them?
That's not what I claimed. No, I didn't claim that. You've never asked me about Hamas.
Right. So I'm wondering why you think there ever is a future with Hamas, or I don't know how you think they're good for the Palestinian people. You're only blaming Israel. You're not looking at it.
Do you have a question to ask me?
Yeah, I would love to. So I'm saying, do you think maybe if Hamas won't be in power, you think there maybe will be history for the Israelis and the Palestinian people? Do you believe that? Do you think that's never going to happen?
Yeah, sure. I think the easiest way to get Hamas out of power is to stop giving them a reason to be in power. Why do terrorists come into power? Because an oppressed people need to respond to an oppressor. And so the easiest way historically for a terrorist to come out of power, we've seen it time and time and time again, is to respect the self-determination of the underlying peoples so they don't feel like they have to go to violent resistance. It's what happened in Algeria. It's what happened with the ANC within South Africa. It's what happened with the IRA and Sinn Féin following the Good Friday Agreement in Ireland, right? It's what happened with the terrorists within South Vietnam. We almost consistently see when the oppressor ends the illegal occupation and the colonial oppression, the terrorists, by and large, moderate and establish a rightful government.
So that's actually funny what you said. You said colonial. You're claiming that Israel is a colonial state?
Yeah, the colonizers of Israel referred to them as colonizers. So so the Jewish Charitable Association, which is one of the largest landowners in Israel, right, which later became the Jewish Authority.